Welcome back to episode 56 of the Quarantine Cast on Beyond the Brick. I'm Joshua Hinlin. I've got Brian and Kirk back with me, and Brian has some disappointing Nintendo news to share with us, so let's get into it. We will, of course, have some exciting builds for you today, like this pair of shoes that arrived on my doorstep a little while back. But unfortunately, let's see, there was a Nintendo E3 announcement, Brian, right before this, right? And nothing interesting happened?
Nothing interesting that I can report back to the shareholders at Beyond the Brick, other than a little bit of Breath of the Wild 2 footage. No title, no release date other than 2022. So at minimum, we're waiting another 6 months to get anything from that. And nothing else on my interest level that I'm over the moon excited about. But, you know, it was a fun time watching along on my Twitch channel. So thank you, everybody, for showing up. But, yeah, I'm just I'm here. No castle yet.
What about the Switch Pro? Isn't that supposed to be a thing coming as well? Nothing on that?
No.
It's not. Boy.
No Zelda celebration event. No Switch Pro. No happiness. No.
Hopefully that's not a stream or a theme of the stream this whole time.
Fleeting happiness is a theme of my life, but not of this show.
That's right. Especially not with Dan and April.
Hey, there they are.
Hey.
Hi.
Morning.
Morning, Dan.
Hey, look, I even did my hair this morning when I got up.
I couldn't tell.
Wow.
No, you couldn't? I didn't think you could. Hey, morning, everybody. Hey, Josh. I don't want to be that guy. I really don't want to just come on in here and be that guy.
I feel like you do, though.
Yeah.
It's just one shoe, mate. It's just one.
It's a shoe box, so
it's not
whatever.
A pair.
You know?
It's not a pair. Don't get everyone excited. I've already had messages about my video not being clear enough.
Boy.
Yeah, it's just one shoe, but you could do left or right given the pieces in the box. Yeah,
I feel like the packaging is a big highlight here, so we can
Isn't it?
pop this up.
Isn't it?
Yeah, so like you look at the side. Unfortunately, it's not for sale stickers there, but look at this. Looks exactly like a shoe box, and like the size and everything on it. That's so cool. And then there's the bottom of it, the original Superstar. Let's see. You open it up.
Oh wow! I actually didn't even look at the bottom of my box.
Some reviewer
Really?
you are, Dan. And then it's even got, my favorite is it's got this like paper in there just like a shoebox has. That's so great. Cool. So then if we take that out, then it's all of the pieces in the box like that. So I'll pop this open and see if I can get some building. I don't know if I'll finish this today or not. We'll see.
Makes me wonder if that was packed by hand, because would they? There maybe they do have machines that are able to put in the tissue paper like that, but it was a very nice touch to be able to, for that tissue paper to be in there.
Mm-hmm.
Couple of stickers there.
Probably a part of the Adidas collaboration. They're like, yeah, how do you guys get your robots to put the tissue paper in with the shoes and all that? Because we need to do that for our package.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Could have been
early. If it's too early to know this or not, but like, is that how the set, when it goes in the stores, that's how it'll be packaged, or okay, gotcha.
Yep,
That's
cool.
cool.
That's the box.
Official Lego tissue paper to pack your Christmas gift with.
Oh my goodness! Sell it on
Bricklink
for $3 a slice. Oh my goodness.
Oh boy,
$30 in. It's rare. It only comes in a one shoe set.
I kind of wish that there was more to it, because like when you buy the actual shoe, or at least the one that you can put the plates in, it has like the instructions and stuff printed on the tissue paper. So like there's more to it.
Yeah,
I feel like this could have had bricks on it or something.
Yeah, they should have mimicked that tissue paper from the actual shoes. Shoes. That's a lot of shoes.
So this is something important Lost Dwarf is saying in the chat right now. The sneakerhead scalpers are going to be all over it and put them on StockX for $1,000. So in case anyone doesn't know the culture of like sneakerheads, which is basically massive sneaker fanatics, they collect shoes. and collect shoes at a rate that make your Lego collecting hobby look like child's play. These people deal in shoes constantly, and they will wait, and they release very frequently too, limited releases from celebrities and everything else. There's probably going to be a section of the sneakerhead community that wants to get these and sell them as if they were a new Adidas pair of shoes. So you may get some unsavory interactions at a store. If I'm not saying, but those people are dedicated on a level that Lego people are not dedicated. It's a matter of fact. It's not insulting the community. It's the truth.
No, that's why the first actual shoe sold out so quickly. It was because all the sneakerheads were after it.
Yeah. So, I mean, this will be a set probably on shelves for over a year at least. But yeah.
I think there are Lego people of that caliber around, but maybe just not as much as sneakerheads. I think it'll get worse with Lego. We've seen it here at our one and only Lego store. There are basically groups of people that will go in there on release day with family, multiple extended families, to clean them out of new release sets, and with any luck for them, the gift with purchases, and scalp them all off online as well. So it's getting that way with Lego. I think it's definitely getting worse. People are definitely putting away more and more and more Lego for supposed investment purposes. So we'll see that happen here too.
ERF Dragon says I'm out of sync. Am I out of sync for you guys?
Not now, but I know earlier when you were streaming that was the case. It might have just been a thing. I don't know.
Whoops.
But you're good.
I'll pull up the sneaker on what's it here? On Brickset, just to give people, because unless you guys does April or Dan, do you guys have it built?
Sadly, no, because
I had to take it apart because we're building it tonight.
yeah, we're building it on Raid Train tonight.
What a bunch of professionals! I'll share my screen to show the people.
You built it and then took it apart so you could rebuild it on the stream.
Yeah,
they have
that's pretty normal practice for us.
Yeah. So that's what the sneaker looks like. It's set number 10282, $80 in the United States. It's the Adidas Superstar. So that's what it looks like complete.
I'm hoping Andreas stops by to give us the full history of the drama between Adidas and Puma, because that's the best shoe story.
Oh
you summoned him. You never know. But yeah, it's got it's one shoe. Has a stand that goes with it. This is a sticker on the placard. Apparently everything else is printed that you see, which is awesome.
Correct. Yeah.
This shoelace is a part of the Lego catalog, so this is a piece. This is a thing.
Ooh.
Has no Lego recognizable branding on it that I could see.
Okay.
So I don't have this. Joshua has this. Dan and April do as well. I'm unqualified to speak on it in terms of the actual build. I can't say I'm interested in it at all, but I like the idea of it. I don't know what you guys thought of the building process, but
I will let you know as I go along here. I think the packaging looks cool, and I think it's a good looking design. I'm moderately into shoes, certainly not like hardcore by any means. I do think it's interesting, especially these like iconic ones from past decades. I think are always interesting to see just how popular they were. So I think it's kind of a neat idea to try it out.
I like all the printed elements. And I really, so I'm a hip hop guy. So when I think Run DMC, I think Adidas. So if there was, the three guys as minifigures, that'd be cool. Obviously, totally technically unrelated to this, but yeah, that's what I think of. So
I think they look pretty cool. The printed parts too, like on the inside of the shoe. It's nice.
Excalibur asking, what sneaker size does that resemble?
It's a size. It's a size 9. It's what it's meant to be. A men's size 9.
Am a.
Yeah, I read it, and maybe I saw that in the. No, it can't have been the designer video. Yeah, it might have been. I did read it somewhere. It's meant to represent as close to a size 9 as what they based it off.
I am a size 11.5 wide, so these will not fit me. I will crush it.
You don't want it
14.
anyways. There's a little Easter egg in there that would probably hurt your foot.
Rosh saying, "Why don't you guys show the official high-resolution images from Lego? Aren't you Lego fan media?" I'm not Lego fan media. I'm a plebeian like everyone else, pulling from Brickset. All right, relax. All right, I didn't get no press release in my inbox. I'm just.
What do you think these pictures are that are on Brickset?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Go get your way into the landing. You forward me the pictures, Rosh, so I can do my job well. Kirk, yeah, higher your volume. Well.
I don't know. I thought that I can't speak for, Dan's also built it, but I thought the build was pretty strange on the shoe. But when we built it originally, Dan built the right shoe, which is what's in the paper instructions, which is the traditional way to build it. And I built the left shoe, which there was no instructions for yet because those aren't available until shoe releases. So maybe it was just weird because I had the mental whatever of having to mirror everything.
What's not weird is the unconditional support of the one and only Esh Daddy with the 1999 super chat. LME Toys, building your sneaker one brick at a time. Thank you very much, Esh Daddy, for being here for yet another Tuesday on the Quarantine Cast. Your support is appreciated as always. Sir.
No matter how much Nintendo lets Brian down, Esh Daddy's always there.
Daddy will never let me down, and I'm very thankful for that. So thank you, Esh Daddy.
You keep asking for price in the chat. It's $79.99 US.
Why'd you tell him that?
Because
you don't gotta appease chat.
Wow.
Let him talk.
Okay.
Let him talk.
Fair enough. Who knows? We don't know what the price is. Never mind.
Zuzungabout TV.
Yeah, the big Euro something cup or something is going on in Europe. Isn't it right
sorry,
now?
we cannot join the stream. We have football tonight, Germany and France. Joshua, have fun on the Quarantine Cast. I will be there sometime very soon with my good friend Marco Spesa. We'll be here on stream talking very soon.
I didn't know they allowed TVs in the compound.
I think we actually need to just acknowledge Brian's accent there. It was actually bang on.
It was.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm editing something else on a different screen, and I didn't have this one up, and I actually thought for a second that was Andreas that had come in.
I mean, Brian's so talented. There's a reason we keep him around.
Right. You mean you need to be doing some voice work?
I'm trying to figure out what to do for a reel. So it's on the docket. So I'm talking to people about it.
There you go.
It's easy. I always forget how many European Facebook friends I have until some big only European sporting event or why can't I think of the name of the song contest that happens every year?
Yeah, Eurovision.
Called? Yes, Eurovision or something happens, then I'm like, wow, I have too many people talking about this event that I'm not interested in.
What about Habit of Bricking's comment? April B, building the left one must have been hard. I wouldn't have wanted to be in her shoes.
I get
Sorry, everyone. It was hard. Not for me, but watching it was hard.
Just me watching it.
Well, okay, so we did a split screen recording actually, with both of us building at the same time, and yeah, it must have been. It was just having to visualize the mirrored version from the instructions. But April was a champ; she did it, and the video actually looked pretty cool in the end.
Nice, good job. You've even got your themed shirt on.
I know, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say what's the deal with that shirt?
It's new April B merch in honor of the new Adidas shoe that everyone's so excited about.
That's cool. I got one myself. It is on the way. Very excited.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Mini Brick asking, should I spend $80 on one Lego shoe or buy a pair of real superstars for less than that? I didn't know they go for less than 80.
I wouldn't be less than that.
That's actually kind of hilarious that it costs more for one Lego shoe than 2 of the regular ones. I'm going to be building this today, trying to at least, the Monkey Kid Bone Demon, which I saw some people talking online about. This was from Lego, so shout out to the Big Red Brick in the Sky for allowing me to, and Beyond the Brick, obviously, for this. This is a multi-faceted build between the actual Bone Demon thing itself, and then it turns into different chunks that go with it. So I'm very excited about this. I'm gonna try. I'm probably not gonna finish this on stream today, and I'll probably finish it in my free time. But I'm excited to build it.
Looking forward to seeing it.
Yes, sir. I don't know when this comes out, but it's a thing.
Are we not talking about the fact that there's an actual Superstar shoe coming out?
Is there? I don't know.
That was on the press release with that.
Oh, I don't get the press release because I'm not fan media. I don't get the high-res images in my inbox.
Well, since we were talking about getting an actual Superstar shoe for less than $80. What? Why is Dan laughing?
Just Brian. Brian's on form.
No, because that one guy, he's salty. He's like, well, you don't get the high-resolution images? No, I don't. Okay? Iceberg bricks, hello.
Do you want me to send you the high-resolution image?
No, I don't care about the shoe. Send him to Rush. He wants them. Let him fawn over it.
Fair enough.
Chat. Iceberg, what's going on, man? Happy whatever day it is today. I forget. Tuesday?
So it's always been on Tuesday, Brian.
It's always been on Tuesday. Allegedly.
This is a very unique build for sure so far. Here's what it looks like. I like it. I love having, doing builds that feel very different. So that's always nice.
Isaiah Arnold in the chat, bringing it back around to get my heart here, saying, hey, Brian, did you see that they revealed the Mario character packs? I did. Mm-hmm. I did see that.
That was the big news of yesterday.
Yeah. Do you mind if I go on the tangent here while it's available? Do we have anything else? Okay, I'm just gonna.
I got something else actually.
What do you got
for you? yeah, Brian. All right. So I got this recently from Lego, and I decided I would build it on stream today. So yeah, this was actually
maybe Stuart will stop by.
That'd be awesome. This was a gift for the IKEA project I worked on last year. So they sent this this month, and I got it the other day. So I figured I'd build it on stream today.
Good stuff. Joshua and April, you both built that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I made sure to have Stuart in the chat to correct me whenever I put the piece in the wrong spot.
As he should. 3 instruction manuals on this mech.
Oh, dang.
So the thing that came out, it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
We're not just getting Luigi, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting a little bit more than that for the Mario wave of, presumably the summer. The Super Mario Character Packs Series 3 got revealed. This is from Brickset, not the high-resolution images from the LAN, all right? These are from Brickset. There's a collection of images here based on the new characters that will be available soon. I'm not seeing a single spicy, not all of them together, the one up above, whatever. So 10 characters in these packs that you'll be available to get. I'm assuming August 1st because Luigi comes out August 1st. I saw on social media when they're responding to people on Instagram, they're like, we don't know when this comes out. And it's like, well, Luigi comes out August 1st. So deductive reasoning would believe that these come out August 1st. So we shall see. The list of characters included are Scuttlebug, Swoop, Parachute Bomb, Amp, Torpedo Ted, which is the actual name of that character, Krober, Galumba, Bony Beetle, a 1-Up Mushroom, and a Boo. So all of these characters are included, presumably $5 each, presumably releasing August 1st. New to this series would be the Galumba, Torpedo Ted. We've gotten the Swoop before in the King Boo's Haunted Yard. Scuttlebug is new as well. Bomb Mom's just, the para part with the regular Bomb Mom. The 1-Up is new as well. We don't know how that factors into the actual gameplay or anything with, the Mario game, but that's the first time we're getting a 1-Up, which is pretty cool. The Bone Beetle is new as well. So lots of new figures in here. But this image, that is a clear one. It looked really low resolution there. But yeah, there's the 10 of them there. In terms of where these games are from, we're still sticking 2D. None of these are really from the 3D games. So sticking with that sort of theme, we shall see if there's more to come out from the Luigi wave, presumably, of the Super Mario August wave. Well, we shall see. But this is what we got so far. Nothing here is overwhelmingly alarming or like, wow. It's just more of like, yep, these are characters and these are fine. Scuttlebug is probably my favorite because it's the most unique of the bunch. Galumba is pretty adorable as well. Curious to see how the 1-Up mushroom factors into the gameplay, but as most of you know, you don't really play the game for too long. You're just here for the characters and all that. So yeah. That's that. That's all I got, really. We're going to wait and see what else pops up in the future.
It's time to talk about Lego Masters then. And we've got
hi, Paris.
here as well.
Hey,
Hello.
What's going on?
great to see you guys. How are you?
Hello.
Doing well. First time on the quarantine cast. Why don't you tell people a little bit about yourself?
Oh, well, thanks so much. Yeah, my name is Paras, and I'm on Lego Master Season 2. It's been fun with my good friend Moto, which I think many of you know as well. His name is Moto.
Motu.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
like a
Like
Pokemon.
motors, but with toes.
Right. Oh,
Mo-
that guy. Yep.
That guy. Yeah, he meows a lot.
Yes.
You know?
That makes sense.
Yeah. Him.
So how did you guys meet up to become a team?
Yeah, I guess I just got lucky, frankly, to be hooked up with him. My partner, when actually the Lego Masters crew had actually reached out to me back in December, and until that point, I hadn't even thought about applying, basically. So, but I went through the whole interview process, and at the last minute, my partner that I was going through with couldn't make it. And I think Moto was in a similar situation. So, so they kind of put us together, see if we liked each other and wouldn't kill each other on camera. And started to talk. He's pretty cool, as you guys know. And rest is history.
Important thing to note here, rumor has it, you're in my neck of the woods. Is that right, Paris? Boston, Massachusetts, that area?
Whoa. Yes. I am. Rumors are getting out there, huh?
No, they
Ryan's
are.
been stalking you.
Wow, I wouldn't say that. But
Good. Then we might run into each other because I've been stalking him anyway. So.
Oh, that's great. Well, I'm sure we'll talk at some point after. I want to know what local Lego store you go to because there's a couple in the area, depending on where you're at.
Yeah, so I go back and forth between Boston area and Connecticut a lot.
Okay, so South Shore.
No. So I go to the Natick store a lot.
Yep.
It's not far away from me at all. But I should say I went up to the Peabody store and, Providence, and certainly the West Hartford store a lot. And then we have our own little store. We teach STEM at my little company, Next Gen Smarty Pants. And so we have some Lego sets there, mostly out of production stuff, retired stuff. So
nice. I'm familiar with the North Shore store. So I have good friends that are there. They're good people. But yeah, awesome.
They are. Dorothy.
Yes, Dorothy's she's a friend of mine.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So yeah, she's cool. But no, that's awesome. So I haven't actually. I've been on the Tricky Bricks live stream talking about Lego Masters on Sundays as well. So I haven't got a chance to hear like your perspective really on the show, kind of at all. So like, what's it been like? Is it exciting? Are you nervous? Are you like what's going through your head?
Yeah, I mean, I'll just say right off the bat, everything's Moto's fault, really. I mean, I did my part, and that guy, no, I've been watching you guys on the Sunday Turkey Bricks program as well. So it's great to be actually speaking to you in live and in person. The experience on Lego Masters is just incredible. I mean, it's just what everybody else says, I'm sure. Working with Moto has been just fantastic. He's got such great artistry, and I am not a world-class Lego artist. Never claimed to be. So it's even more surprising that I got a call from them. But I am known for my engineering and using Lego in STEAM education, and I've been in the press quite a bit in Connecticut. So that's what I think they really saw in me, and so that's what I tried to bring in collaborating with Moto. So although he's an engineer as well by degrees, as you know, so we did switch off on a number of the builds, etc. But in general, I tended to do more the guts, the motors, the gearing mechanisms, and then try to elevate his artistry and building of Lego skills.
That's something that I saw a lot in season 1 and in season 2 was like the technicality and the scale of everything. And as proficient as you can be in making Lego sculptures, everything those Lego masters are looking for is movement, life. And one of the best ways to do that is through Technic, which is definitely my downfall and the downfall of, I think, almost everybody in this live stream, except probably you, like just doesn't like Technic. So it's such a strength to have that.
Yeah, I'm learning that. For me, it's like second nature. So, this perspective is a little bit different for me. And I really tried to help out my cast members, my castmates. I learned a ton from them. So I just felt I had to give back and support their, engineering and, with some of the things that they were trying to get going with movement and sensors and motors and whatnot. I'm a big Steve Jobs fan. And I still remember some of his comments as far as what's really important is to bring engineering and artistry together. That's how you impact the world. That's how you make a difference. Engineering is great, but you got to be able to connect emotionally to people. I think art does that. And so if I can have some small way to contribute in that area, I think I'm just so super happy. I started this company, Next Gen Smarty Pants, because of my daughter. And she and I just used to play with Lego and Technic ever since she was really little. And it was just an epiphany for her. I can see how engaged she was. And it just brought out so much connection between the two of us. So I'm just a huge fan of the Lego system for sure.
Have you ever made it to any Lego conventions or any events like that?
So well, for the last year, for sure, I haven't gone anywhere.
Right.
Before that, I've gone sporadically, but really nothing extraordinarily. I will be going on a number of one coming up now. That's for sure. It's hard, you got a life going on. You got a little girl. You got a company to run. But you got to make time for things that are important to you, right? So I definitely plan to increase that significantly.
Cool. Do you want to let anyone know where they might be able to find you if you're going to be at some shows?
Well, I mean, Brick Fair, Virginia, for sure. And
awesome.
I have been talking with Bricks by the Bay for this weekend over Zoom. So, I want to be able to contribute if I'm appearing, but after that, I looked at all of the schedule and we're trying to figure out, I would love to see my castmates again. So we're trying to collaborate and see where we can hang out again,
Yeah, the larger shows are Brick Fair Virginia, Brick World Chicago. I know Bricks Cascade on the West Coast, but yeah, closest to us would probably be Virginia. That would be like, the one to go to.
Yeah.
So,
but there's also we've looked at Bricks Cascade. And even LA, I think it's in January. I believe there's one in Westboro, Mass.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Marlboro, actually.
That's it. Excuse me, Marlboro. So I've been talking with them as well. So it's right down the street. So it'd be crazy not to. And I grew up in New Jersey, so I think there's another one down there.
Yes, Brick Fair, New Jersey. That happens middle of September. Yeah.
No, it's October, I believe.
I think I saw the dates this year. It might be October.
It's usually around that Halloween weekend, but I think they've moved it.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Okay. That might be interesting because we have a class on Halloween electronics. So we try to bring in wearable electronics, for Halloween costumes, and trying to help the kids to integrate LEDs and all that kind of stuff. It'd be kind of fun. Let's see.
Yeah, for sure. And those conventions are a lot to get inspired by and factor into whatever you're doing. And yeah, especially you being from Lego Masters, that's going to be such a great experience for you. So yeah, I hope you can make it at some point to one of them. Yeah, I will. There's no question. I'm sure I will. Look forward to that. Big fan of the channel, by the way. Long-time viewer for sure. So it's just fantastic to be here with you guys for sure.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Glad you could stop by. So what are going back to kind of your history with Lego, what are some of your favorite themes that you've done stuff with over the years, or that sort of thing?
Yeah, I should say because especially since I've been interviewing with the press and stuff, people have asked about some of the builds that I've made on my own, on my mocks, and so so it's good. Number one, that I took pictures of many of them before I took them apart, and number two, that I have some. So I'll be posting a lot of those just to give people an indication of where my strengths are, where my interests are, and things like that. It seems that people are interested in that. I'm generally a bit of a private person, so I guess I gotta get out of my shell a little bit in this case. But as far as Lego themes go, I would say I am a Star Wars nut. I think
gotcha.
I think there's a certification out there to become a Star Wars nut, and I believe I'm on that. And in fact, if our maker studio where we teach, there's two big windows, and I'm sure you can find it on Google or whatnot. But one window is completely dedicated to Star Wars, and I still need to build some more stuff. I know we have a whole big layout. I'm a big fan of the spaceships, the story. I grew up on that stuff, so and I actually. Because we're in Connecticut and Lego North America is in Connecticut, I actually teach a lot of the kids of employees over at Lego, which has been wonderful also, because we all just have this sort of shared interest. So the Star Wars theme for sure, Batman, superheroes. Oh, excuse me. I mean, the number one has to be Lego Friends, of course, because, I have a little girl and my favorite character is Andrea. I'm sure all of yours as well, but
I mean, Friends has some good aspects to it, the parts and the color variety in there. I mean, Dan built all of them in like a 14-hour period when he got a bunch of the new series. He loves it.
Yeah. When I was on the show, I was talking with Amy, and so we had a really good conversation about integrating Technic with Lego Friends. And
oh, please no.
Spur interest in engineering through Technic.
Dan's like, that sounds like my nightmare.
It's the only way to make it more difficult for Dan.
No, I mean, I definitely.
The only way you could make that worse would be to stick Technic in it.
Maybe that's her opinion.
There's a level here: Lego, Friends, Technic down here, so you can't even see it. And you're going to bring Friends down to here? Oh no, please no. Can you imagine upsized mini dolls driving around Technic vehicles with no hair?
Scale is going to be completely off. I've tried to fit them into the Speed Champions, and that ain't easy either. So, but
there's a reason for that.
An opportunity to engage with little girls, and I want my daughter to know that she can do anything she wants, whether it's engineering or coding or robotic, whatever it is. So
she doesn't need Technic for that. It sounds like she's got a good dad. That is encouraging and loving, and that's all she needs. She does not need Technic for that. Oh, jeez.
She replaces spark plugs on my truck actually, and when she's 8.
Oh,
And
man. She sounds awesome.
yeah, fantastic. Hilarious.
Yeah, so we're not massive Technic guys here. Sorry.
No, I noticed that. Even on the cast, I noticed that.
My problem is I mess up. I'm not good. No matter what type of build it is, I make way too many mistakes. But with Technic, mistakes cost you dearly, and it just like ruins the building experience when you have to go back and try to figure out like what pin you put one hole too far over, and then that like ruined half the build for you.
Yeah, that's true. I can understand that. It takes practice, just like anything else, And some of the other channels, like Nico and these other guys, I mean, Serial, they're incredible with what they can do with Technic, and especially Serial with marrying Technic and system together. I think it's just a fantastic combination. I would love to see, for example, all those blue pins go away, and have some color coordinated pins. I mean, that's just me. That I got the Lamborghini for sure. There were some variations in the color, which I didn't really appreciate. And then those blue pins just stuck out even further. But, the Land Rover, I think, is definitely beautiful.
What lavender Technic pins?
Lavender ones, yeah, hot pink.
Well, that's what Moto said in chat.
Yeah, Moto's. Where's let me see. I can't bring up the chat. I don't have access to the chat. Oh, there it is. Yes, I see.
I think Awesome Us's comment needs to be highlighted here, because that is exactly the reason why I don't like Technic. It hurts to build. It genuinely hurts to build a Technic set.
For me,
apart from art sets, system is much better.
It feels like building like a really detailed like plastic model, like a plastic modeling kit. And to me, that's just not really what I'm looking for in a Lego building experience. It feels like work to me a lot of the time. But I know there are people who enjoy it. And obviously, you see things like Great Ball contraptions, all of the incredible things that people build with Technic stuff. So I can certainly appreciate it. It's just not for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's plastic Meccano, isn't it? Really? It's just plastic Meccano. It's Lego's version of Meccano.
Mm-hmm.
I can appreciate it. Don't get me wrong, Paris.
I don't.
I can appreciate Technic for what it is, but I have this love-hate relationship with it.
Yeah. So, I mean, technology is such an integral part of our lives. So, I mean, getting people and kids especially used to, working with it, I think is a valuable asset for them. Otherwise, we'd all be still stuck in the Renaissance, right? Just with the art. So, yeah. I think it's going to continue.
This is like when we had LJ on to talk about Bionicle, and he was trying to convince us of all of the positive traits of Bionicle. That's what's happening with Technic right now.
I guess that's right.
So this actually leads into another, just to bring it back into around the things, we like to cover the news on here sometimes, Paris, just to keep the ship steering in a particular direction so we don't end up getting into the food conversation in hour 1 of the show.
Good idea.
So in terms of Technic, there's a new Technic-based kind of set that just got officially announced. It's the Ideas Typewriter that has a lot of Technic going on inside of it. So I'm curious about your perspective after we go through the stats of it for those that are at home. Set number 21327 Typewriter, 2,079 pieces. Retails for $200 in the US, available July 1st, available for VIPs tomorrow. So it is Dan, what's the color on this? Not sand green, is it?
Yes, sand green.
Sand green. There we go. I thought I might mess that up, but there's the typewriter, and all of these parts on here, all the letters are printed, which is very nice to see. You have some drum lacquered silver over here. And it's all Technic basically on the inside to make this work. And then the mechanism to, in case you don't know how typewriters work, basically slaps the number onto the page by that bar being flicked up whenever you type on the typewriter. So that's the mechanism in there. I know Dan has built this. And I think that's it of all of us, right? Josh, you didn't get one?
Sadly, no. I wish I would have. I'm gonna have to pick
That's-
this one up at some point.
Yeah. But yeah, Dan, what was your experience building this as a massive Technic fan?
That's a technique.
Oh no.
How are your thumbs doing, Dan?
Yeah. Okay, so what saved itself with this and the amount of Technic in it was a lot of the Technic in it was repetitive because obviously there's 24 keys plus a couple. So there was a bunch of like 9 to 11 different builds. Of the same little Technic build in there. And then the main mechanism for driving it was all Technic, but it was all surrounded by bricks. So there was this nice mix of putting a few Technic pieces together and then getting a bunch of system. And to be fair, somebody commented in the chat before that a lot of Star Wars sets are, Technic frames, or a lot of sets in general now are Technic frames with, bricks around the outside, which is a testament, I guess, to the integrity of Technic, that it's been integrated into systems so much. So this one is a bit of a 50-50 mix, in all honesty, and I think it's needed. You need it, obviously, for the mechanism and function. But it was just enough that I didn't get too triggered by it, and I managed to get through.
Well, you're doing the keys and also the carriage in the back.
The carriage is mostly brick built, actually.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, the carriage is entirely brick built except for the bar on top. The main Technic components is all of the keys. That's a huge function. And then there's a bar that actuates the striker, and then there's just some gearing to make the carriage move, the gearing and shocks which hold its tension. And then there's a whole bunch of obviously there's a bunch of brick building, and the brick building is really quite clever. It's in sideways, up, down, traditional, snot, all sorts of stuff going on in the build. It's a really nice set. The functionality is not as smooth as it appears in the designer video, I have to say. It does work, but it didn't work as smoothly for me. But that could be just some gearing that's too tight or something like that.
Yeah, that was like the piano model was similar, where you had to make sure all the pieces were lined up exactly right, or else the functionality would really struggle.
Yeah, for sure. I think Lego did a better job of advertising this one as not a fully functional typewriter like they did with the piano. They kept saying fully, playable piano. The piano wasn't playable. It was functional. And it's the same as this. It doesn't type, but it has functions. So it's a functional typewriter, but it's not a working typewriter.
Right. Apparently Moto's in the green room if you want to let him in. Oh, there he is. Hi.
Hey, Moto.
I know that guy.
Hey, that guy over there.
High five, dude. Hi.
So
I heard Technic called 3 times, so I appeared.
Yeah.
I
We're going over
spontaneously
over the typypwriter. If you,
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
So the ribbon, the typing ribbon, is included in the set.
Yeah, I mean that's an essential. You needed that.
Well, of course, but this introduces a brand new element. I'm surprised no one's been talking about how you
just like the shoelace, Moto. Just like the shoelace.
The shoelace is now an official element as well.
Yeah, the ribbon is just as a cloth piece.
I assumed, but is it not very long? Does it just barely hold inside there? Or?
Yes, it is. It is literally just inside those black drums.
Okay.
So it has a little hole in each end, which clips over or slides over a ball joint ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they're held just inside those black drums. Those drums are sort of built from the inside out. And my one didn't have a lot of give in it at all. It was a little bit tight, if I'm being honest.
So the ribbon doesn't move then?
No, it doesn't move at all. No, it's just aesthetic.
And I assume the switch to toggle between red ink and black ink doesn't lift the ribbon up and down as well, or does it?
No, it does not. It's simply aesthetic.
I figured. Makes sense.
Yeah,
But a lot of great elements. I would start rating bricks and pieces for all of the the key lettering.
And I think every other AFOL are going to do that as soon as possible.
Yeah,
because it's been a long time since we've had decent alphabets as official Lego elements as well.
Yeah, there's quite a few pieces in there that are relatively rare as well. A lot of the sand green stuff hasn't been seen in too many sets, so there's a bunch of sand green pieces in there that have only been in between 1 and 3 sets in the past. Unfortunately, there are no 1x8s in sand green, so don't get excited about that. I'll burst your bubble now. I was actually would have been the perfect opportunity, I think, to bring back some 1x8s, but unfortunately not required in this set.
Yeah, I'll definitely be interested in the sand green for sure. So it doesn't look like there's a whole mess of keys. It's just enough just to have that one layer. Is that correct? So all the keys don't actually press?
All of them press.
But they
all press.
Right. Or do they?
Yeah, they all actuate the same striker. So there's in behind the key structure, I guess, there's another Technic structure that's it spans from side to side, top to bottom. And that is the bar that moves the striker. So some of the keys actually work better than others simply because of their positioning, I think, within the structure and the torque that they get on the bar behind it. So the center keys particularly seem to have the best, power to strike or for the striker, whereas the ones on the very ends, on the outsides of the keyboard, are a little bit lacking. And I don't think the shift key or the 4 big keys don't tend to work very well at all, in my opinion. But
do you get a satisfying smack sound when you hit the?
You do.
striker?
You actually do. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you get a nice little tap. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you get it on the return as well because it hits the bar. There's actually a little. There's a 1x2. Underneath the striker that it rests on that it hits as it comes back down, so you get both snaps, that strike snap and the return. It's
you have to make the dinging noise with your mouth, I assume. Like when you get to the end, you have to go ding, and then you
No ding either.
There's no official Lego bell as of
no
yet.
bell. No,
that'd be a great element for all YouTubers because you could ring that bell, remind everybody.
Yeah,
now you're thinking about it.
So it's a lost opportunity, right? But someday.
Slap like now.
The whole bell thing is so ridiculous, though, and maybe this is a well-known fact, but I feel like a lot of people don't realize this. Hitting the bell does nothing. You have to go into your settings and allow channels to alert you when they post something. So when someone says hit the bell, it's completely pointless. And I feel it also does a big disservice to the viewers because they think they're going to get alerts and they want to follow this channel, and then they don't even get anything from it because you have to go into your settings to actually turn it on. I've never understood why.
What happens when the first time you do it, I think, is you like when you first do it, YouTube will ask, "Hey, do you want notifications?" And then if you say yes, sure. But a lot of the time, I'm like, no, I don't want any notifications. I'm good. And then, you have to manually undo it and redo it.
I always go in, especially for Beyond the Brick, when I hit that bell icon, I go in and I tune it to be alerted to all and not just personalized, because that's the proper thing to do to support all of the fine people that you see above and to the side.
It is the proper thing to do. You're right.
It's proper. The proper etiquette is to be alerted of all things at all times, no matter what time, even if you're in sleep bedtime mode, to have an alarm go off and notify you that the Hamlins are producing content. And you should get on that before anybody else attempts to even promote news of a release.
See, now we know what Moto does all night long.
I just get alerted.
waiting for the alerts.
I just wait. I wait for someone to say Technic 3 times in a mirror, and then I appear.
That's the same summoning spell for me, except it's with Mario, where it's like Lego Super Mario, and then click 3 times, and bam, there I am.
There it
There
is.
you are.
Real fans stay up all night waiting for us to post more content.
It's true. I am interested to know what you guys think about the build experience of this typewriter and the grand piano and those types of things. So I've got they're very interesting to me based on what we were our conversation just now as far as the integration of technology or Technic and system, but.
I thought the grand piano was a fantastic build experience. I also think it looks incredible on display. I'm assuming it would also go very well with the typewriter. I don't know, Dan. What do you think? Would those two work well together on display?
Oh, absolutely, they will. I've built the grand piano. I don't own it, unfortunately, yet. But the build itself is just stunning, and the finish of the piano is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
The functionality of the piano, to me, again, it does exactly what it's meant to do as far as functionality goes, and it's nice. But as a display piece, I think it completely outstrips, and it'll be the same as the typewriter, in my opinion. I think the typewriter is going to look so good on a shelf, and whilst it has limited functionality, you tap on the keys for 2 minutes and you'll be like, okay, cool. You'll move the carriage back to the left one time and type a couple more and move it back one time, and then you'll be like, okay, cool, and then it becomes a display piece. But like anything,
He's totally right.
That's
totally
exactly right. I feel like that's what'll happen with it. But there's a couple of other things with it too, and it's a little bit like the piano. The piano requires a phone to play the music. The piano doesn't play music on its own. So I feel like, if you wanted to, you could put any song essentially up on the piano and play it. So if you've got a special song between you and your significant other, you can play that song on the Lego piano, no problem. And I feel like the same thing with the typewriter. It actually will feed through an A5 piece of paper, and Lego and themselves included a booklet with 44 letters in different languages from the current owner. And if you wanted to, and I did this for my video, I printed my own piece of paper. Maybe next time I'll print a love letter to my significant other and just leave it in the typewriter for them. You know what I mean? And there's all these other little things that you can do with these sets that go above and beyond just the build and having them sit on a shelf, in my opinion, because they integrate better into the house. And I don't know, maybe that's our imagination as an adult. I don't know if that's intended or not, or whether I'm reading into it too much or not, but these are the things that I think about when it comes to these sorts of sets.
No, it looks great. I think this very well could be a build I do on the 24-hour live stream maybe later this year, because I think it would look very nice on display, especially with my next to kind of my World War I history book collection on the shelf. I think it'd go very well.
Absolutely, it would. Yeah, because it also looks so realistic, and that's the thing. So my father-in-law, both my in-laws, were up for the weekend, and my father-in-law looked at the typewriter which I had out in the living area, ready to film a video, and he didn't realize that it was a Lego typewriter.
Huh, that's cool.
Just it sat on the table. It was out there with the bird of paradise. I had a piece of paper beside it. It had some Lego built pencils as well. And he didn't realize that it was Lego.
There's not much
Until
of
he
a
was told.
in something like that,
Yeah.
for a designer. So
At least you're using a typewriter font, correct? When you print them out.
I did use Times New Roman, yes.
Oh, but that's not a monospace font. So the typographer here has got to say you gotta go old school with the monospace font.
with the courier, you mean, or what?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
What font should I be using? I've done it all wrong. I have to redo my video.
Uh-oh.
No, it's okay.
Moto, we need you to launch this app idea here soon so that people are aware of all of our activities at all times.
I was intentionally not. I was avoiding that question because that app may exist, and to leave to leave it in the hands of the general public would be incredibly dangerous
Oh boy.
with geotagging abilities. So
That's actually that's what Moto was
Yeah.
doing when he was on his 5-week business trip. When he magically disappeared from the Lego community, he was developing that app the entire time.
Where did he go anyway? That guy.
I don't know. I had a hunch. I'm like, it's not like Moto to just disappear off the face of the planet without moments.
Could have just let us know.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Crazy.
I did let you know.
No,
Oh,
you
yeah.
didn't. Oh, you let the periscope. I'm like, I didn't know.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
It's kind of
Yeah.
difficult to
Yeah,
get
they
around
want-
the single fact that we're going to be building together, my man. But yeah, so here's a question I have about the typewriter. Is it missing an L key? Or the number 1? Is it missing like a number 1 key? Does it just go straight to 2?
There's
Because
no
I have an
numbered
antique
keys on
number.
there at all.
Okay,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I have an antique typewriter and it's missing the number 1. And the reason is you use the L. The L and the number 1 have the same exact, they're the same character. So when you're typing along, if you want to type the number 1, you have to hit the L key. Because I was like, what's going on with this thing? And someone came over and like, oh, you're supposed to hit the L key. That's the number 1. And sure enough, I was like, oh my gosh, I've totally spaced on this, way of doing things where that's some crazy typing. I don't know if you could try coding on a typewriter that has no number 1. You're constantly hitting L.
Yeah.
That'd be a nightmare.
I'm glad they changed that UI.
Yeah.
Do you
no,
have
there's
have any whiteout? Are you going to make brick belt whiteout to put next to the typewriter?
That's a good idea.
Mm.
I'm sorry, correction fluid. I should be using a trademarked name, otherwise we're going to get a takedown notice.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
Yeah, should be some.
You're gonna have to edit that little part out, Josh. Do you have any typing corrective fluid to in a little brick belt bottle next to it? That'd be fun.
When did typewriters stop being used by the general population for the most part?
It was slow.
Yeah.
In
I mean,
the
there were
early
still type-
2000s, I went to my mother's work and they still had one. They had one, but it was all computers. So probably late 90s, like done.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
say when I went to university, the typewriters were gone, and that was in the early 90s.
Probably when the HP LaserJet came out.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
wanna
because
say
the computing
80s,
lab,
80s,
computing
90s.
labs had those.
Yeah, because when you get the font to be, beautiful like that, I mean, there's really not much more reason. Dot matrix
And-
probably do a whole lot to eliminate the typewriter, but
Yeah.
I'm sure all the youngin' kids are like, dot matrix, what are you talking about?
Well, what I loved was the spinning rose wheel printers from IBM.
Oh, the little, yeah, that's right. That was
Yeah,
it.
you would.
Okay,
So you would type. There were electronic typewriters before computers, so you could type your text in and store it in memory, and edit it. And then when you sent it to the printer, before dot matrix, there was this. It looked like a ball, and it had all the characters on it, and it would swing and move very quickly. But when you hit print, you just sit there, and all you hear is. You just hear all these strikes super fast as it went across, and then it sounded like I guess like a kid's version of machine gun fire, basically, as this thing was just blasting all the characters out.
Hey, Moto, you ready for this segue?
Sure, let's do it.
Speaking of going blazing fast with your things that you're doing, you're on Lego Masters Season 2, in which you blaze and type. No, you build really fast against the clock.
I don't type really fast against the clock.
No, you don't.
It's not Type Masters, but that should be a thing.
Not quite. That's on like BBC 2. They're going to air Type Masters.
That is a BBC thing. Oh,
That'd
we
be
haven't
really
talked about
soothing to listen
Brian.
to.
You and Nick's build, which was pretty cool. We haven't talked about that.
Oh, yeah. We didn't get a chance to talk about that on
Can
Sunday.
you share a
either.
photo?
Yeah, I can pull up a photo. So yeah, every Wednesday, me and Nick are doing Lego Masters Season 2 inspired challenges based off of whatever they had done the night before. So last week it was a little bit difficult to convey explosion because we're on two separate, areas of the world. But
you both could have bought firecrackers.
Well, we could have, but also to set off a firecracker in my office is like, that's probably not what we should be doing. But, for last week, we had an explosion-inspired build, and I'm sharing this right now, where a pizza minifigure that Nick drew out of a hat is exploding through a terrifying pizza monster wreaking havoc on a city. So I built the pizza monster, which is now taken apart, unfortunately, but Nick built the skyline or the shop over here with the tires billowing smoke, which is a very interesting technique.
Yeah.
And the minifigures popping out of there. So it's an explosion in that sense. So yeah, we built this and that's the individual components there. And we'll be doing this every Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern on his Twitch channel. Scoring up for if there is a Lego Masters Canada for Nick, if I have the audacity to apply, if there is a Season 3, and just to get the creative juices flowing every week. So it's been going well.
Nice.
Yeah,
Gives you something to build until Peach's Castle comes along.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Yes. Oh, speaking of that, in a different sort of way. So hold on. I got a DM this past weekend, Joshua. I got someone slid in my DMs. I'm like, what's going on here, right? And it turns out I can't show. Well, I can show part of it, right? There we go. There's a gentleman named Martin from Alabama. Are you aware of who Martin is?
Oh yes, the British Alabama.
Oh,
he messaged me. He messaged me and said, Brian, Peach's Castle ticks a lot of checkmark boxes I have, and I've heard you talk about this enough that I want to build it. And I'm like, okay,
jeez, it's on now.
So if you want to share my screen real quick, this is his progress. No, there's no pictures on Instagram, but this is a progress he's making on the castle, inspired from Mario 64, Super Mario Odyssey. He's doing the exterior of it. He wants to get this done in time for Brick Rodeo. So it looks like the O'Hanlons will be seeing it if it is finished by that point in real life. So I'm expecting an hour 27-minute video on just the castle itself when you see it.
Well, we cover almost everything Martin does because it's all incredible. So we will definitely be there. I wish you could be there to do the video, though. Is he going to have this at Brick Fair?
I don't know. I have no idea. I kind of guided it. So I'm very honored. He messaged me being like, "Hey, there's all these different iterations of this castle. Which one should I do? Because clearly there's a bunch." And I'm like, "Well, this is why you should do this one." He's like, "All right, that's what I want to hear. That makes sense. Cool." And you can already see just from these Instagram stories here, he's divulging. He's going right into it.
Yeah,
with
look
this
at that.
face. Like this guy's not messing around. I'm like, "Whoa, all right, cool."
Nice.
So. I don't know.
You can tell just from the hammer alone that this guy's a pro. And, that's a pro move right there. But no, exactly. Martin, whenever he does something, he does it exceptionally well. So I would say I'm definitely not going to do Peach's Castle and stay away from it because this guy takes it on. It's pretty much done and dusted once he completes it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's already looking like incredible and more than I would have thought he would do, because I'm very happy he's like contacting me about like, what do you do with this? So I'm looking forward to it. I'll ask him if he's going to Brick Fair, Virginia. Now that I've been on the fence about this Brick Fair, Virginia, Joshua. I'm like, but if Martin from Alabama is bringing Peach's Castle, your boy, that's a done deal, done deal. But no pressure from him though.
His just output of builds alone is incredible, and then the quality of it all, it's so great.
Also using those Technic lift arms with the pin-based plates to get the offset angles within the base structure is pretty crazy. Just seeing that alone is like enough to get me like, ooh, he's got some interesting geometry going on already.
Yeah, for sure. Are you going to try to get to Virginia in any capacity, Moto, or is it just rodeo for you?
Rodeo for me. Paris, you're Virginia, right?
Yes, I won't be able to make it to rodeo.
Yeah. So the season 2 cast, we're going to be either at one or the other. I think one crew is going to be at both, but there's very little overlap. We kind of had to pick and choose just because they're back to back. And yeah, I went rodeo. Paris went Virginia, and everybody else is kind of, if they're going, they're splitting it between one or the other.
We'll be everywhere to cover it all.
Well, I know you guys will. I mean, it's like your job to do that thing, so I would expect nothing less.
Speaking of covering it, here's where I'm at with the shoe. You can see those printed tiles
nice.
and kind of the heel of it there.
Oh, yes. Now, is there a red brick in there to kill your foot when you slip it in?
There
that
is, yes.
intentional?
It is.
And you slide it in.
On the inside.
Oh, seriously.
Love it.
That's awesome.
It says the brand with the 3 stripes down there below the Adidas.
Adidas,
It says it in
yes.
like 3 different languages.
Are the fronts of these sneakers printed elements, or were those stickers for those lines that were crossing the spherical parts?
Print.
Those big, the giant rounds on the front. of the
Oh, I haven't
sneaker.
gotten to there yet.
Okay.
Yeah,
They
they're
are
printed. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, good.
The only sticker in the set is the one on the plaque.
hmm
Okay, good. That's
All
cool.
the other stuff's printed, which is really nice. Yeah. The one on the tongue is a very nice shiny gold with black. You get two 2x3 tiles with one with the logo, one with the word. You get the 2x6 and the
Suddenly realized
2x2.
I should be building something because everybody else is. And
No, you don't have to. You know, you're
Well,
here for
technically,
fun.
I'm not, though.
Dan
But
and
I
are
am thinking about it.
You're thinking about it.
That doesn't count, Dan.
Well, if I keep looking up at my shelf, I'm like, what could I do? Can I actually be bothered?
Photo, weren't you looking into this one that I'm building right here? Weren't you excited about that? I think.
Who?
This one.
I am definitely thinking coffee. Actually, I got all 3 of those new Monkey Kid sets here.
You could.
Brian, that is an awesome set. I don't think I'll get it. I've kind of had to stop and say I probably should build all the sets that I have in these gigantic boxes. And I haven't even opened the box yet, except to pull the letter, and that's how sad I am. But when you have a backlog of like ludicrous amounts of stuff, I don't know. I just can't see myself stacking more unfinished product on top of product.
Yeah.
It's going to cause
What?
a boxalanche, and then my body will be found the next day.
You mean you don't have an entire cupboard full of just unopened sets?
Usually not, no. But once I open these packages, it's going to be overwhelming.
Did you get the? Are you talking about the box that you got for being a contestant?
The box,
The
box,
thank you box?
yes. Boxes plural, but yes, the boxes.
Yeah.
Ooh, are you allowed to share what are in them, or is that highly confidential, secret information?
It's a gray area, I'd say.
Just like everything else.
That's where we operate here at Beyond the Brick.
Yeah. That's right.
Well, the good news is it's not like charcoal gray.
Right.
Okay.
It's more of like, campfire ash gray.
Not light bluish gray.
No.
Moto,
So-
you could hook Fazoom up, if you're really struggling over there.
I think it'd be better if Fazoom visited me and he could build all he wanted. I can't bring the mountain to Fazoom, so Fazoom will have to come to the mountain of sets. And then I'll walk in, and none of the sets will be completed. He will have opened like every single bag from every single set and built a spaceship out of it.
Yes,
And then there's going
that
to be
is something we
10,000
would do.
random pieces in a pile. And it's going to be the most gorgeous spaceship, but then I'm going
Yep,
to be like,
exactly.
what did you just do, dude?
And you'd be like, why do I even try?
So apparently, according to Habit of Bricking in the chat, Martin has been alerted that I put him on the spot with Peach's Castle there. Just so anyone knows in the chat, to bypass, like I have a very high caliber when it comes to allowing people to slide into my DMs or be my friend or just get into my
Is that
life
why
in
you
general.
won't let me message you?
Right.
That's
And
not
the
true. I
reason why
snuck
can
in.
never talk to them.
so the way that you bypass the line is you say Lego Peaches Castle. Those are the three words in conjunction, and you just right to the front. You know?
So, for anyone who wishes to unlock Brian's computer late at night, you just type Peach's Giant Castle! !
Right. Say it into the microphone here, and the whole system will booting online, and now all the different screens pop up.
To turn it off, you just have to type in Luigi, and it shuts down because out of rage of not having that character yet.
Yeah.
I'll start sending you more messages that say Lego Peach's Castle, and you open it up. Oh, and what's that? It's more minions.
Well, it's that'd be more enticing. This past weekend, Joshua had the semi weird flex, and he's like, "Hey, I'm going camping. I'm going to be out in the sun all weekend, just in case something happens, Brian. Talk to you later." And I'm like, he's like, "Oh, I have my base tan established for the summer, so now I'm going to get my second layer tan." Okay, Joshua.
You told me you were concerned that I was going to get sunburned, so I was just telling you that I think I'd be okay.
No, Josh, that's the first thing that you do if you ever go out in the wilderness on a hike or anything, is you always tell someone where you're going in case you don't come back.
And I didn't have good connection out there, so I'm glad I let Brian know, because maybe, Peach's Castle gets announced over the weekend. I'm way deep in the woods, having no clue what's going on. Brian's messaging me, and then we don't know what's happening.
You'll hear all the way from Boston, Massachusetts, an obese man screaming with joy, no matter where you are in the world.
I imagine that Brian Saviano's scream will be somewhat like Superman's death wail in the beginning of the Justice League, where there will be shockwaves of joy rippling throughout the ABS universe, and everybody's Lego belts will vibrate just a little bit, and we'll know just from that tremor being blasted around the world like the Krakatoa explosion that Peach's Castle has been announced.
Moto, what would that sound like anyway?
You'll have to watch that movie.
Yeah, it's like a slow motion. Like it's like at least 2 minutes of the 15 total minutes of slow motion in Zack Snyder's Justice League, where it's all just a vibration going through the whole thing.
Or maybe it'll just be like The Force. We'll just feel the crying of Brian Saviano into the void and just know.
But Josh, I can relate. I've been working on my tan too.
That's good. Brian, you're allowed to go outside. It's not okay. You don't have to.
Am I? I thought I was supposed to be making content until I can't anymore.
No, it was very nice to get out for the weekend, though. Always very enjoyable.
Dude, it's so weird. I sound like a neckbeard saying this. It's so weird to sit out in the sun and just let the sun just hit you. You just soak in it. It's so awesome to be outside. You just let the sun rays.
Speaking of rays of sunshine, what's going on?
Oh my goodness, it's Moon Bells, everybody!
Hello, everyone. Oh, Joshua, that was one of the kindest things you've ever said about me to my face. I don't think I've gotten a chance to hang out with you since you became a bearded builder.
Oh, that's true. Yes. Yeah, I don't think inspired by people like you, I thought I would take the leap.
It's amazing. You look like a different person.
Does he not look like John Walker from Falcon and Winter Soldier? Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen it, but I'm sure he does.
Wait,
I'm sure he does.
Josh, stare the camera in the eye. Oh my gosh, it is.
Right, it's John Walker. It's perfect.
Do you have Joshua? You look like you have like the inner ear monitor of like a professional a cappella singer.
I do have that type of thing in. It's the easiest thing to listen to just hear everything, and then there's no echo.
Awesome. I love it. Moto, Paris,
what's up, bud?
April, Dan, Kurt,
Evan.
Brian. Sorry.
Cool. You took time out of your very busy day to hang out with us. Finally, I'm so happy.
Yeah, well, we had basically we had a meeting this morning. Danny and I have a meeting every morning now. We've been doing our morning meeting for probably coming up on a year, and almost when do y'all start? You start at like 10 my time, right?
Yeah.
We're usually just finishing our morning meeting at 10 a.m. So then we've like spent the last hour identifying all of the tasks we need to go get to. So that's one of the main reasons I have joined as few times as I have, because I'm always getting to the end of like my business meeting at that time, and I have a fresh awareness of all the things I have to go get done. But
I love how you talk about you and Danny like it's Gary Vee talking about like how to run a company or something. It's just a funny way to describe it.
We have this thing called the Liturgy of the Morning Meeting. Every morning we start with the Liturgy of the Morning Meeting, and we walk through this this sort of several paragraphs every single morning. It's the same. We walk through several paragraphs that just sort of, like, orient us to like our day and help us understand like where we're each coming from, like as we begin our day of work together. That anyway, but
I wish I had my life together like the way you do. I think I'd be a lot better off.
But the thing is, you know, then I end up doing so little of like some of the things I really want to do. You know what I mean? But it's all good. It's all for good. It all comes together and works well. But anyway, so thank you for having me, and I'm sorry I haven't been here more often. And the reason is it's at 10 o'clock every Tuesday. I'm always like newly aware of all the things I have to get done on a Tuesday. So anyway,
is there dancing involved?
Fazoom says liturgical dancing. Yeah, no, not no dancing. Sometimes, but not usually. Not usually. But anyway, you all look awesome.
Don't we always?
Paris, great to see you again.
Yeah, man. Good to see you again too.
You're all ducks. You can talk to him.
What did I? Oh.
Okay. I guess we'll slam.
That's how this works, isn't it? Oh.
No, you just have to. I don't know. Okay. We'll see. What would be really cool is if we each had like you know, if we each had like a Saturn V or something like that, and we could make it look like it's passing through Moto's head. Oh. I don't have one. I mean, I have one, but it's not assembled. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Or just chains. We could do the whole chain thing again.
Yeah. The chain
reaction. The chain reaction.
So, Boone, do you have more summer camps going on now or coming up? Is that more stuff you're doing with that?
Yeah, we are. You know, what we'll do is I think in the next couple of days we'll start kind of pushing the experiences that we've already built. You know, the 6-day camp from last summer, and then the 2-3-day camps that we released in December, those are still available. People who haven't done them before can go do them. And then, you know, probably in the next week or so, I think we'll start a pre-sale. We'll start a pre-sale for a new camp that we're developing right now. But it's going to take, we're a little bit, the launch for that camp is behind schedule in comparison to last year. So last year we launched a new camp at the beginning of July, and this year we're probably not going to launch a new one until toward the end of July, which is kind of a late start for a lot of people, but we're hoping we'll catch people who have sort of like exhausted all the other things to do for the summer and may want just like one more thing to put in there before the end of their summer. But that's that. So yeah, cool. Thanks for asking, and look for a pre-sale for the new experience coming soon.
Speaking of the new things that you have going on, I am aware of a little thing that you relaunched recently for the Boone Builds channel. a new late night show that airs weekly. That is very exciting. Care to tell the people about that who may not know?
Yeah, in 2020, pretty much all year long in 2020, I did a show on Thursday nights called A Full Spotlight Live. I stopped around the holidays just to give myself and potential guests, a break for the holidays at the end of 2020. And then I didn't restart it at the beginning of 2021. And I spent a lot of time thinking about what I wanted it to be like. And it's back, but it has a new name. It's now called Bricktorious Live. And A Full Spotlight is a segment on Bricktorious Live. So each episode, instead of it just being me and one person who's kind of a new face to the Boon Builds community, now it's pretty much each Thursday night you're going to see 4 faces on screen, and one of those faces is me. One or two of those faces is someone new to the Boon Builds community, maybe new to you, and then the last person on screen is similar to the way it happens here or on a lot of other channels, just a familiar face that you might recognize from previous streams. So this week we've got Brian Ferks and his brother or his sister Lauren. Brian and Lauren from Lego Masters Season 2 are going to be on this Thursday. So now I feel like that's too. I've spent too much time plugging my own stuff. That's not why I came.
That's the whole point of this stream.
But thanks for asking, Brian. Is that true? That's the point of the stream?
Yeah, no, I plug my coffee. Joshua plugs some show he's going to. Kirk's talking about
going outside, as Brian would say.
Right, going outside. Yeah. Whatever's on the docket.
Yeah. Awesome. Love it.
For those that didn't make it to any of the Bricktorious shows yet, I was a part of episodes 1 and 2, and it was a great time. So I encourage anybody who hasn't given it a shot already, check it out. Thursday night is a good time for it. And it's very fast-paced. It's not necessarily about building on there. It's about, just having a good time and getting to know newer people in the community. And it's good stuff.
Thanks.
Thanks, Brian. Hey, Boone, I really enjoyed the last one. You had what, Jen and Susan on. That was fantastic.
Yeah. I gotta schedule you and Moto to come on. I'll send you guys a message and we'll make it happen in the next couple of weeks.
But I was interested in the Bricktorious name.
Yeah.
For me, it made, I don't know, I guess it was really similar to that. I think it's the Police song or Victorious,
Yeah.
Or am I just dating myself?
I don't know. The Police song. I'll have to look it up. I think someone else brought up some other song, some song by someone that is like victorious. Yeah. It's like notorious, victorious, Bricktorious. I don't know. And there's a YouTube channel called Bricktorious Builds, and they've been inactive for a while, and they gave me permission to use that name for my live stream because I've been sitting with that name for about a year, and I'm like, man, I want to use that name.
Yeah, I like it.
And then Moto and a buddy of mine from high school helped me develop the logo.
Very cool.
So yeah. Anyway.
Very nice.
And I would love to do more, when it becomes easier and easier for us to get together in a physical way. I would love to do more with that name in regard to like live build challenges, where we actually come into. I wish I had a studio space that was like 3 times bigger than my garage here, so that I could have like a space set up for like hosting like build challenges and do live. I think it'd be so much fun, but someday I can dream.
You'll get there eventually.
You'll get there one day, kid. Don't worry.
I think if you can't go horizontal, the answer is vertical. So a triple-decker couch with some tables would be a most interesting layout for this type of situation.
There we go. Yeah, awesome.
If someone drops a piece, the other person can catch it and use it in their build.
Oh, that's a great idea.
We can keep doing these like Hollywood Square layouts, except actually build it instead of like virtually, right?
That's right. Little habitats.
Yeah.
It's a true habitat challenge out of Duplo.
You know, you could. Well, I was going to say Technic. You can use some gears and pulleys, and.
Well, now you're involving Technic, making it all complicated. Gee.
Yeah, don't bring up Technic. They'll get triggered. They'll get triggered, Paris.
I think I'm going to have to be the representative for supporting Technic on various YouTube channels.
I mean, we make sure to cover a lot of Technic builds because they are popular on YouTube. So we have at least, you know, we're giving good representation.
Joshua, I wish you would cover more GBC. I wish there was more GBC representation.
I do too. Honestly, we do our best to find literally every GBC module on the planet at all times, but I think we could do more.
So this is sarcasm, right? Because you do like an hour tour video on just GBC, don't you?
Yeah, I was. Yes.
Okay, it's become like the most recent ones from like 2019 shows were like 2 hours long at Brickworld and Brick Fair because GBC became so popular that people just brought so many modules. But those videos still get millions of views.
Wait.
We have tons of parents tell us that like their kid will just watch the same GBC video on loop like dozens of times.
So that's a 2-hour GBC video for like, let's say Brick Fair, Virginia, on top of the 3-hour tour video.
Hey, we're dedicated to the craft here, Brian. We're not messing around.
I'm getting tired just thinking about that.
He's branching out, and he's taken a note from Netflix and these other streamers that he needs not just the film. He needs a long format miniseries to draw the crowds in and get them hooked on all the side exploits of the characters while they're off screen. And that's where the GBC comes into effect, because the plot is the ball, and it's being passed slowly down the line for 2.5 hours through this navigational complex.
Totally lost. He's like, what?
For
What
this
is
complex
Motor
narrative until the ball drops out the other end, and then the next
Brian,
adventure continues.
Whatever you say, but
when John and Joshua go to a Lego convention, they don't have any fun. They only roll camera and talk to people and show builds.
Right. I'm not there to have fun.
Right. It's business.
It's all business all the time.
No. Oh, I know.
I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, they are there for like a reason to get. There is a mission for being there.
Absolutely.
Like there's a reason for them to be there, and yeah, I've seen them have fun and like whatever. But I've also been there at 11 o'clock at night. Right.
They are capable of smiling in human.
But I've also
audience.
been there. I've been there at 11 o'clock at night when Josh was like, "Hey man, we got to get this video done. Brian, you want to help?" I'm like, "All right, we're on a mission. Here we go. We're gonna get this done in 2 hours."
For me, that is enjoy. Like the most enjoyable thing for me, like the best feeling in the world is like ending a show with 30, 40 great videos that I know we can come back and post out for people to enjoy. It's just so awesome to me. So yeah, as hard as it is, which it is very exhausting when we're at a show, it's so worth it.
I didn't mean to say you weren't having fun. I just meant to say like he said. I think because you said like a 2-hour long GBC video and a 3-hour long floor tour video. That's like an afternoon.
Well, but right? 2 hours of GBC that kind of sounds like torture a little bit.
A lot of times we'll we both the tour video and sometimes the long GBC videos will split up over like 2 days. Depending on what people are available.
Did you ever have was there ever a time when you did I feel like I actually remember something like this, and I can't remember specifically what it was, but where you started the floor tour, is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Floor tour, where you started the floor tour on a Friday or Saturday, and then you finished it on a Saturday or Sunday. You finished it a day later, and a mock appeared twice because the builder had decided to change like what theme it was displaying in, like between the two, you know what I mean? So it showed like in the first half of the video, and then it showed again in the second half of the video. Did you ever have that?
I feel like that's happened. I did not very often, but I'm sure that if you watch those, go back and watch those videos, that has happened at some point. I would think so. I don't know. The thing is, it's so hard. We're talking about so many builds in those videos that I think it's hard for me to even keep track of like what we've already covered at that point. and I'm just like going down the line, just finishing it out.
You probably had that same feeling that I know, like I'm just showing these off, by the way, just for the sake of it. But when you're in the middle of doing something and you're like, okay, you do it, and then it just totally washes over you and you're like, what did I just do? Oh, did we do this? Oh, I'm sorry. And then sometimes people are like, wait, you don't remember covering my build? Because like, but it's like the 100th one you've done, you know?
No, that's my entire experience at a show. And like meeting people as well. Like we'll meet people and then I'm so bad at remembering because it's just like a nonstop like wave of people that we're talking to and meeting, whether builders or from the public. So yeah, just the whole thing is just like going nonstop and then trying to remember what actually happened.
And it's not like you have, someone on staff to keep track of the continuity with notes and a shooting schedule.
Right. We make
it's just you guys. Yeah. You MacGyver it, man. You just MacGyver the thing. A paper clip, some duct tape, and it gets done.
It's a beautiful thing.
John is the real hero here, holding that camera and doing all that stuff for all of those long tour videos, the GBC videos especially, all of that stuff. John has to work out a lot in the gym to be able to do that. All that pickleball pays off.
Really, I got to say though about John is John there? Can John hear me say this?
He was. I don't know if he's there any longer. He was in the other room, but I think he's gone.
Well, anyway, I'll say this behind his back. Then John has maybe is like top tier among the people that I know personally in the ability to be both incredibly organized and incredibly flexible, right? And you put those two things together and you end up, being able to produce 30 or 40 awesome videos from one weekend because, he just, I don't know. I just see it working in his head where he's like,
that's a good way to put it.
Boom,
yeah.
There's this boom. There's this boom. Here's the plan we had. That plan worked. Here's another plan we had. That plan didn't pan out. Let's just shift. We'll pivot and we'll do this instead, or we'll do this at a different time. And he's just, it just seems like he's just always kind of like, burp, 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 and it's like the pieces of the puzzle are just sort of like coming together nonstop. And it really is. I mean, like some people are really flexible and incredibly unorganized.
Me. That's
some people.
Me.
Some people are really well organized and incredibly inflexible, right? But you put those two things together, that's what John Hanlon has. And I think it's a recipe for success.
And just he's so calm about stuff as well. Like he balances me out so nice. Like a lot of times you'll see this when we travel as well. So like, when we've traveled places, a lot of things can go wrong. So like if anyone has ever heard me talk about like our Great Wall of China hike experience where we sort of almost died, that sort of thing, when we're traveling, those sort of experiences happen a lot because I'm the type that will just like throw us into something without really knowing what's going to happen. But then in the moment, I'm like, oh, this was such a bad idea. And then I'm starting to panic. But John is just so calm the whole time. And in like so many different situations in life has just, saved me from going off the rails. So that component combined with what you were talking about, Boone, it works very well.
It's really a gift. Sometimes something will happen in the Lego community and somebody will be flipping out about something, whatever it was. So-and-so said this or they did that. And
Brian's going to cancel April B again. And this is all that drama.
Oh, and then everybody explodes around this stupid thing that's going to be exciting for like one day. And then everyone's going to forget about it. And in those early hours of being worried about, is this thing going to impact all of us in some way? I might just text John. And this has happened a couple times. I'll just text John and be like, hey, John, what's your take on this? And he'll be like, and he'll give me some very calm, like, this is gonna blow over in a day kind of answer. And then I'm able to walk away going, yeah, all right, I'm okay. I'm cool. It's going to be fine.
There was a moment at Brick Fair when we did that tour video and Joshua and John were recording it. And then John closed the camera and he's like, all right, we got an hour and a half to get this done because the battery's going to run out on the camera. And Josh was like, oh, okay. But then John's like, no, all right, let's just go. And I'm like, all right, let's go. And then we just do it. And then that's it. It's not like a long process. It's just, we're going to do it and it's going to go and it's going to be fine because that's how it's going to be. And it works.
I have never in my life experienced the anticipation of a battery reaching the end of its life and an hour and a half is the amount of time I have left.
Right.
It has never, it's always like 3 seconds.
Right.
or like 45 seconds.
Well, we were like halfway done with that tour. And then he's like, oh, we got an hour and a half left. We're like,
he's so good at calculating with like all of that equipment. And I mean, obviously a lot of this just comes from the years that we've been doing it. But yeah, he always knows like the mic batteries, the camera batteries, like all of that stuff. Like where we're at power level wise and how long we can go for. So it's so true. Yeah, I feel like I feel like I'm bad about giving John more credit because he's so hesitant to ever come into like live streams. I'm always trying to push him to do more stuff, but he doesn't want to. He's just happy to be behind the scenes. So I'm glad that we can give him the credit he deserves.
I'm gonna get John like a large scale cupcake with one candle and bring it to him at the end of Brick Fair and be like, "This is your reward for a year of dealing with us. Thank you." Hey, there's Flynn.
Hey, Flynn.
Hey,
Flynn. Nuts.
How are you? How's it going?
Who left?
Awesome.
No, we had another pop in.
Oh, there's even more. We were.
Yeah, they put all the
we
cast members on the bottom, and then all the true talents up above, looking down on us from on high. So
I thought we were. I thought we were already at 10. My bad.
No,
not quite yet.
5, 6, 7, 8. No, there was only 8 of you. I decided to come in and screw up the layout. Just fun.
Well, yeah. Flynn, how are you, buddy?
I'm good. I am good. I've just finished I just finished my first ever like extensive time lapse video that I now have to edit, and I'm kind of freaking out. So, I know you were talking about John and all his working on videos and doing all that stuff, and I'm experiencing it now, and I'm telling you, it is terrifying. Like I can't even.
Well, hold on. Instead of being terrified about, I'm assuming the typewriter, correct?
Yeah.
Because you're one of 2 people in here that's built it. So like,
it's
there it
awesome.
is.
I gotta say.
Look at that, Dan. He has it built like a professional. Wow. It's incredible.
It is. Yeah. It took a couple of days of filming and stuff, but man, it is just really incredible. And the fact that it moves and you can push the carriage back and everything. It's genius. It's a genius little model.
Love it.
I would not have, when I first saw the images, I would not have pegged it for a moving model.
Yeah, you can roll the paper in it, and you can, type on the keys. There's only a single hammer that actually moves up and down, which I totally get because it would have been really difficult otherwise. And it's one of those things if you are standing a couple feet away and you have terrible eyesight like I do, you would never know it's a Lego model. It just looks like a typewriter. It's really quite good.
Yeah, Dan, you fooled someone.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't. The set did. And this is no disrespect to Flynn. This is a total dig at Brian. But I'm so professional. I've got 2 videos up already, and it's pulled apart, ready to go on stream, baby. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, Flynn can give us the live demonstration. DJ in the chat was asking if we can hear the clackety clackety of the keys.
Weak flicks.
They I'll even hold it next to the microphone.
Oh, that's just music. That's just music right there.
But can you press any key?
Yeah. Where's the any key? No, it's they all work. The only ones that don't make anything don't make the hammer go up would be, of course, the shift keys and the shift lock keys are just sort of there, and the space bar is just kind of there. But I mean, I don't know. I can't find anything to complain about it. Like, it really is just an exemplary piece of work. And I will say though that it bears focusing on it. I'll say that it's not a set that I would have wanted to put together for the first time on a live stream.
You hear that, Joshua? Not for the 24-hour stream. Your mind's gonna be fried by the end of that.
Oh man, but it's such a cool set, and I need to build it at some point. I don't know, maybe some streams before then I can do it on.
Yeah, it's really great. Yeah, the little ink ribbon and everything. So yeah, looking forward to that. Whoa, that
was me.
Moto.
That was me.
Awesome.
I like the drum lacquered silver on it though.
There's drum lacquered silver on the sides and on the like on this little front piece here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really great. And then I also got this, which I'm super excited about, and I actually am building on a live stream, and that's the molding machine.
Oh, look at that!
Oh,
Kirk's doing that too.
That looks cool.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty cool model. I'm excited for that.
Dan, one of your videos better be a Lego Typewriter ASMR.
That'd be kind of amazing, not gonna lie.
I think he went to go get coffee.
Oh, did we lose Dan? Okay, never mind.
No, he's there.
Somebody came in the room. I think he was talking to somebody. Yeah, Typewriter looks good. I'm excited to get one.
Yeah, I was really super impressed. I mean, I'll be talking more about it later, but yeah, it's only, I think so. The first set I received to review from Lego was the Everyone is Awesome set, which is an incredibly amazing set. And also thank you, Joshua, so much for the copy that you sent me. That was so sweet.
Yeah.
I came in before we had opened it, but I don't think I've been back since we opened it. So really super appreciate that. Thank you so much. And
for sure.
So it's a great build, right? But it's fairly simple. And then the second thing they sent me to review is possibly the most like complicated one like that I've ever put together. And it was it was like quite a difference. I was like, oh, hey, we did a time lapse of the Everyone is Awesome video, and it was super easy. Let's do that with this one. 3 days and like 125 clips later, here I am.
Yeah, I was just gonna. So what made it so complicated, Glenn?
Well, I don't want to go. I mean, I don't want to go too much in it because I do have to give my own review on my own channel, so I don't want to like give away my whole review here. But I will just say that there's a lot of, especially at the beginning when you're setting up the keys, a lot of repetitive building. Like you're building the same hammer like multiple times and parts of the keys multiple times.
It was the Technic bit.
And then when you actually start to put it together, you're sort of dropping the keys onto these axles, and it's really, really easy to be just kind of bouncing along and suddenly realize you put one in upside down or like the wrong way around, and you're already kind of like part of the way up. And yeah, so there's
also it's not a 346 piece stud full system approached set. That's very straightforward like the other one. So
yeah,
you're increasing the part count, but also the complexity of the stuff. I can't imagine how you did that, but man,
Flynn,
congrats.
What do you use to edit your time lapses?
Premiere Rush.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I've been using lately. It's great and super easy for somebody like me who absolutely detests editing. It's great. And I got to say, I love time lapses because you can fix any mistake. And if there's something really bad, just really speed it up and just go right through and no one will ever know.
Or just cut it right out. You can just cut sections right out.
It just makes it easy.
Awesome.
Nice.
How is Premiere Rush different than regular Premiere? What are the differences between?
It's night and day. Yeah,
a slimmed down version to use on mobile. It makes it really easy, and because I just can't. I am not an editor, and I hate editing with the fire of 10,000 suns. Like I hate it so much, which is why we ended up going with a live show for our regular show, because And like when we first finished Lego Masters, we were like, oh, we'll put up some videos. It'll be super easy. We'll just shoot it. And then, you shoot whatever 20 minutes of video, and then you spend 6 hours editing down that 20 minutes to be like the perfect thing. And it causes me so much anxiety. And, being from theater land, it's so much easier for me just to go on and do it live. That's something that I understand. So yeah.
I used it as well, and I equate it to, like, if you've ever used Photoshop and then you use Lightroom's designed for photographers. It's what Photoshop would have become if they just kept it narrowly focused on photography. But Photoshop's expanded in this gigantic multi-tentacled Hydra type beast.
Yes.
And Premiere, it can do anything, well, almost anything for film. But if you take it back to its roots and you just design something to get something done for social media creators, that's what it's designed for.
Yeah.
It's just easy to use everything. It's very straightforward, and then you just output it and you're solid.
Yeah, and if you're already like on one of the Adobe Creative Cloud like packages, it's usually included with it. It's just kind of like, oh yeah, and here's this thing. So yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I got to test it out a bit before I transferred over to editing on my computer. So I would say the experience was fairly good. I also like the feature that you can be able to like import whatever you're working on in Rush and then import it into Premiere itself. So that's also pretty neat.
Yeah, I also like that. I mean, I used a time lapse. I used hyperlapse to film the videos, but then it only speeds up to a certain speed. Like you can only go so high. But with Premiere Rush, man, you can like super
1,000,
like crazy. And I didn't realize that was an option. If I had known that was an option ahead of time, I probably would have just filmed the whole thing straight up and then sped it up later. But it still worked out either way. I just have a lot of piecing things of things together to do.
Yeah.
The thing I can't stand about taping time lapses is all the downtime. Like when you're watching a time lapse and there's a lot of motion, and then there's even like one or two, like 2 or 3 repeated frames of nothing happening. Like your eye catches that, and I feel like for me that happens a lot when I'm building with Lego.
Well,
but
I agree, but I think as a viewer, it gives you a visual break, like because this. Yeah. With a little bit of pause sometimes is a nice little like just rest for your eyes and your brain.
That's a good way to think about it.
The fancy way of combating that some people have is the camera that is on a slider that moves along with like incredibly slowly, where it can like kind of pan a little bit. So even if there's no motion, if you want continuous motion, there's still something going on. But that slider that moves on its own, that's you're talking this compared to just hooking up a webcam or something and doing it that way.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I have had the entire Adobe suite in my budget for a number of years, and I got a plug-in for After Effects that will actually scrub an entire video and remove any repeated frames.
Oh wow!
And that works that works really well for that thing, but it's just another thing that like takes my computer a ton of time to do.
Yep, right.
And I need that function before I move on to like editing in Premiere. I love editing. I'm kind of the opposite of you, Flynn. I love editing. I really enjoy the creative process of editing, but it doesn't take me. I can't do it any faster. So it's still just like you said, you can spend a lot of times I'll spend like a morning, taping something that I want to turn into a produced video, and then I'll start editing after lunch, and I'll still be editing at like midnight, and I'm like, what am I doing here? Because it is a creative process, right? And it's just like I keep thinking of things that I want to like go reshoot, or like, oh, I got this idea, and it's like building a Lego mock, right? Where you're constant, like it's not done until like it's nowhere near done until it's done, right? Kind of thing. And
who's excellent at editing in this panel right now is Kirk Wilson. These videos he puts together for like the list. I'm not even gassing you up, Kirk. I'm entirely honestly, like the videos that you've put out that are like talking about a specific topic, they have so much more like motion and fluidity than like if I did that sort of thing. And I don't know, like I dread it. I dread motion graphics. I like editing, but like making things move and all of that. I know it can be a simple process, but I can't do it. So like you do it incredibly well. So I got to give you kudos.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I get the whole thing of what Boom was saying earlier, like in regards to like being up like super late working on a video just like the entire day. That's exactly what it was working on the top 5 weirdest Lego themes video. So Brian had made a tweet on Twitter and was asking something about hashtags, and I was like hashtag I don't know or whatever. And then he responded back to that and was like hashtag go to sleep. I was like hashtag I'm about to, hashtag I just finished like editing a video or whatever. I was up at like
Kurt,
I think it was 2 a.m. or something.
You're always wrapping up editing a video at all these hours of the night. And I'm like, Kurt,
I know. I don't know. It's like I get into it and like I really enjoy the process. So it's like once I'm doing it, it's like I can't stop like until I'm finished with the project. And that's just normally how it is for me.
It's definitely a rhythm and a flow.
Yeah, I would definitely say that. There also was a thing with that video, and probably why I do need to kind of balance it out a bit and get sleep at some point. I did not realize that there was a section where I messed up for the Avatar segment, and I swapped character names around and was like, yeah, so Zuko and Prince Sokka, someone got on me in the comment section.
It gets the people talking. When you have an error like that.
Do that on purpose.
Oh yeah.
Do you know how many people in my I said the top 5 like canceled Star Wars sets, whatever it was, and how many people told me the Sand Speeder was a canceled Kenner toy, and I'm like, that's not from a movie. I don't care. And like the amount of people that just went off on me in the comments, and I'm like, great, that's more engagement for the guys. Great, awesome, beautiful.
Oh boy. To answer Golden Light Pictures question, yes, I did edit that video. I edit any video that you see that I do on Beyond the Brick is edited by me. So that's
you think John does any work? No, come on. It's all Kirk.
We'd have to stop playing pickleball long enough to edit Kirk's videos. I don't think so.
No, not at all.
I have to get back to work. I'm gonna wish all you guys well. I'll let Josh continue. Josh and Josh's beard to continue to host this wonderful panel.
Thank you for that.
Bye, Moto.
Bye, Moto.
Talk to you later.
Always good. See you later.
Here's where I'm at with the shoe. I've got the sides on it now.
Oh wow!
What is this? I missed this.
This is the new Adidas.
I like it.
Adidas.
Shoe. The Superstar. Is that what it's called?
This is real.
I love the packaging. I'm not just sold on the shoe itself, but I'm not a shoe guy. So
Boone, you didn't get the press release. You're in the LAN. Come on, all the LAN kids, they get all the high res images.
I got all the high-res images. I just don't.
I got so many things about Adidas shoes in the last 6 months that I looked at it and I was like, oh, another pair of shoes. Bummer. I'm really bad at like seeing the news and knowing what it is.
Lego wrapping paper.
That's awesome. Tissue paper.
And there's like a shoelace, right? Like now,
yes, there is
a Lego shoelace.
Shoelace in here. Here we go. I'll open it up.
Again, I'm not really like a shoe guy, but I saw that, and the first thing I thought of, even more than like, oh, what a cool model, was I can't wait to see what Jonas Kram is going to do with the shoelace.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, his stuff is really, really good. The stuff that he works on.
Yeah, and not just him. I'm interested to see what what a lot of people will do with it, because I'm sure it'll be the subject of many mocks. But just he in particular always has such cool ideas that he does. I think one of my favorite things I ever saw him do was to make. He's been doing these like room interiors, and he did a dining room that used tennis rackets as the backs of chairs, and it was just such a really great use of parts. I loved that one.
I was never really into shoes growing up, but then a few years back, John and I were traveling. We listened to Shoe Dog, which is Phil Knight, the founder of Nike's book about like how he founded Nike, and it's such a fascinating, like incredibly well written book. Like even if you aren't into shoes, it's such like a you have such a deep appreciation for shoes and like running in general as a sport once you're done with that book. So ever since then, I have appreciated it a lot more.
That's cool. That's Phil Knight's auto? Is that what you said? Is a Phil Knight's autobiography?
Oh yeah, it's called Shoe Dog. It's basically about the founding of Nike. Yeah.
Cool. That's cool. I'll check it out.
Were you gonna say something, Dan?
I was going to say that to Flynn, there's no Lego branding on that shoelace whatsoever. So there's nothing to stop you from going out to a regular store and buying a whole bunch of those shoelaces and claiming the Lego ones in your mock. Just saying, you get away with that.
It does kind of seem like the biggest fail of that set. Like you couldn't just print Lego somewhere on it or whatever. Like I understand it's easier to replace that way if, something happens, but it seems like there should be something Lego on there if you're going to make it an official part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe a sticker.
Yeah. Sticker to put on the end of the shoelace, wrap it around and not mess it up.
Oh man, I got to tell you. So, Richard's dad's 90th birthday is coming up this weekend, and we're going to see him. And so, Richard put together Richard's dad is a veteran and served on a battleship, and it's like he had a plastic model of it from like the 60s, and we got a hold of it and put it together. Richard put it together for him. And it's really amazing, but you think that Lego stickers are terrible. I don't know if you've ever had to put, maybe Joshua, you have, but if you've ever had to put those plastic model decals that you have to put water on it and then kind of carefully bring it over. And if you like look at it wrong, it rips in half or like wrinkles or, oh man, it was like painful. Really, really difficult. I will never complain about a Lego sticker again after having like dealt with that, which was just a nightmare.
I saw him doing that on Facebook, and it was a fantastic looking model. It was like a destroyer or something, right? I'm trying to remember the exact.
Yeah, the St. Paul was the name of it, and he's very heavily involved in the veterans who served on that ship, and he does like a newsletter for them. So it's kind of like a big part of his life. So, and he actually doesn't know we have it. His wife gave it to us and was like, hey, on the DL, like put this together and give it to your dad like 3 years ago. And so this, 90th birthday seemed like a good occasion for that.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, definitely do not get into plastic. And of course he's doing this like, wow, I really like this. I was like, we don't need another hobby.
We were talking earlier about Technic, and that's what I compare Technic building to a lot of the times. It feels too much like a complex plastic model like that. That's just like, it's too difficult. It becomes not enjoyable after a certain point.
Well, and also the pieces are so tiny. And I think he must have spent 2 hours just like getting all the extra plastic gunk off of every little, because they all have little extra molding plastic stuff. And of course it was from the 60s. So it's not very, they didn't have all of it together like they probably do now. But man, he spent so much time. Can you imagine you get a Lego set and you have to spend hours like slicing the extra molding plastic off of each brick?
Doesn't sound fun.
No.
I mean, it's impressive the plastic lasted so long from the 60s.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I used to put together, somebody said, you can tell I'm not a model builder. Actually, I used to put together tons of monster models was my thing when I was a kid. But those were much bigger pieces, not like a ship where like every gun, every smokestack, every tiny little thing is its own little separate piece. It was like put Frankenstein's head as 2 pieces and stick it on the body, which is 3 pieces, and put the hands on, and then you're done. And no decals, which I was totally okay with.
Well, I'm going to take off, everybody. You're all awesome. Thank you for having me.
Bye, Ben. It was great to see you, as always.
Good to chat. Yeah.
Lynn. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you around.
I'm gonna
Go
lay
build-
some of my shoes now.
Go build something amazing.
I've gotten to the part where I lace up the shoe.
Take off here as well. So I just wanted to be
bye,
talking to you. We'll see you again soon.
Yes,
See you later.
absolutely. See ya.
Good to chat.
Yep.
I'm going to imagine from that previous guest list there was a Lego Masters talk happening.
Not
really.
Oh wait, Moto left too.
Yeah, everyone's gone.
Moto left ages ago, Brian. Where were you?
Yeah, that was like an hour ago.
It was so long ago, Brian.
He did say that he had to go back to work, mate.
Yeah.
He didn't just drop this time. He actually departed with a goodbye.
When we said goodbye, Moto, that was actually him leaving.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's how it works, Brian.
You know why? Because I was so involved with this Technic over here in this Bone Warrior mech.
Sure.
That's
Oh,
why.
is that the bone? Was that the bone? The Bone Warrior? Yeah. I'm really interested in the minifigure that drives it. Is really cool. I want that Spider Queen mech. Yes, that hairpiece and like all of it. I want all of that.
Yeah, this the hairpiece is a little rubbery, but
okay, so like a Friends,
and it can
style?
hold a clip in the back.
Oh, for a bone, of course.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Exactly. So yeah, we talked about. We didn't really dive into like Paris's experience with Lego Masters really at all. So
We're not good Lego Masters interviewers.
No, I guess we're not.
Hey, they get asked too many questions about that, so you just want to chat with people,
Oh, right.
Yeah, we made a decision to kind of wait until the show had been out for a while before we started having them on our show, just because I remember when we were on, there was just so much you couldn't talk about that you always ended up, like almost every interview ended up with, well, we'll just have to wait and see as the answer, like over and over again. And I was like, oh, God. So I would rather have them, when we can actually talk about all of it instead of just kind of tiptoeing around a bunch of stuff.
Meanwhile, over on the Twitch side of things, Deanna7242 has gifted a sub to our good friend Jake Studs. Jake Studs, welcome to the Beyond the Brick crew. Enjoy those emotes.
Wow.
Thank you, Dan. That sounded so professional.
Wow.
You're welcome. It was about 5 minutes ago. I tried to get a word in edgewise, but Brian wouldn't stop looking.
Well, I didn't say anything
That's
for the past
just normal.
I didn't say anything. I've been intently focused on this, okay?
You are.
You're just jealous because I have glow-in-the-dark pieces and you don't, okay? Actually, you do.
Are you sure
I
about
do,
that?
actually.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do. They're sitting in a box right there. I haven't even opened it yet.
Well, there we go.
There's two other sets in there too. I don't even. One of them's like Piggy something or other.
Children's
Looks like a nudo bowl.
Yeah.
It's so cute. I love that set.
Fred's got to get that.
That's really
Fred's
Right.
got to get that and
Nudo
make
bowl?
it the nudo bowl. The nudo
The
bowl.
what?
And
Fred.
the
It's
nudo
like a
bowl.
little noodle bowl that's got
I'll
like
show you.
print around the top of it. Yeah, Brian.
Oh boy.
And I don't know. I can't remember what the other one is.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Oh, there
Trying
are
to make
two.
the old
There
man
are two
noises.
other subs. There are two other subs. I'm so sorry.
Ooh.
I'm failing. I'm failing my life on Twitch at the moment. What were the others? Oh, Deanna.
Wow. There you go.
Oh no, not big screen. Jesus, hey. Oh, I can't handle that kind of pressure.
Oh, it's like a
That's interesting.
God, it's
ramen bowl
It's so
or something.
pixelated. I
Yeah.
can't even see what it is.
So cool.
That's really neat.
You need better internet.
It's pixelated?
Yes.
It is. It's pretty blurry.
Oh boy.
That's what. Oh no, I
It does that all the time, Brian.
Does it really? I'm sorry. I don't know why that happens.
Sorry, I missed another one. Deanna7242 gifted a sub to the Bricks King podcast.
Ooh.
Welcome to the Beyond the Brick Crew Bricks King podcast. Enjoy your emotes of Joshua, Brian, and Kirk.
Wow.
And apparently,
So
there's
Deanna
one.
named
Can you come on my Twitch stream and do that? Because I'm really terrible at it.
No, he's usually terrible at reading the chat. Are you kidding me, Flynn?
We have an exclusive contract with Dan to do this only on Beyond the Brick.
I've told you, Flynn. I've told you I'll come on your stream anytime. You just got to tell me when and where, buddy. I'll get up for it, even at 5 a.m.
Okay,
Brick in the. Hang on a second. Brick in the Nord gifted a tier 1 sub to Bubba Laveau. Bubba Laveau, welcome to the Beyond the Brick crew. Enjoy the emotes.
So, Brian, Deanna is one of those names that I know you've thrown around a lot in your chat. She's been here for a lot of these streams. Always appreciate the support. Does she go to like Lego shows at all? Is she a builder, or what's her story?
What makes you think I know these people, Joshua?
I mean, they're constantly in like all the streams, so I feel like you know them.
I don't know these people.
You're telling me you don't know anything about
Brian doesn't want to know these people.
Yeah.
Okay.
How is that possible?
Deanna. So, okay, here's what happens with a lot of the people that have been, like Lindsay is in the chat over there on Twitch. We got Deanna, all these people. They end up being fans of yours truly because I'm the best, clearly. And then by osmosis, they end up going into the Lego realm of, me doing this sort of stuff, which a lot of my younger audience doesn't care about the deep dive on the Lego stuff. They're just like, oh, it's Mario, and that's it, right? So the adults...
That sounds like you.
Which is why I have the audience I do, right? So the parents, they follow along because they're like, oh, I guess, Brian's cool. And then it all just seeps into here. So Deanna is one of those people that has just like I introduced her into this realm, and then she's just stuck to like April, Dan, Beyond the Brick, and then this person, that person, and it just everywhere, just always. It's awesome.
I guess I assumed you had all the personal details of all of these people.
No, I don't. I have no clue. I mean, I know where she lives.
Then.
I've shipped her stuff before. I know where she lives, but like I don't,
That works.
What? I've shipped her stuff. What?
You're right there, Brian.
What?
Yeah, no. I'll say though that
wait.
I'll say that Deanna though was very supportive. Like last night with April. Wait, was it last night or was it Sunday? No, it was last night. So yeah, April's stream. The amount of support that was going on there was insane. It was just insane. I was just listening to it, and as I was doing what I was doing, I'm just like,
dude,
oh, okay.
April cried. It was awesome.
Yeah, she did. Oh boy.
Yeah, Deanna's a rock star.
It's because it was April's birthday yesterday, Joshua. That's why there was so much.
Oh, well, happy birthday! Sorry, I missed it, April.
Thanks, no worries.
I would have sent you some peas in the mail.
Would they have survived it? How does that work?
I feel like that's not legal.
Yeah, probably not.
Oh boy.
I actually thought of you the other day because my niece is turning 1. Obviously, a monumental event in everyone's life. Something you always remember. And for some reason, she's having a bee-themed birthday party. So her invitation looked exactly like one of your live streams. So I thought of you the other day when I saw that.
That's awesome.
Wait, Andrew's calling me out in the Twitch chat. He's quoting me, saying, April cried. It was awesome. Nice one, Brian. It wasn't a sad cry. So I was in a call and I had it on mute. And I was in another tab, and I just see like April's building something, and she's doing like a little like this, and I'm like, I can read the physical cues of when someone is being worked, and I'm like, she's probably not crying for a bad reason because these people really enjoy watching April. Let me put some hearts in the chat, and then I'm like, cool, April
so
also
you had no idea what was going on. You were just like, I'm going to be supportive too.
Right? No, I mean, hey, and April also got a exclusive limited edition variant on the Bricks O'Brien shout out videos. That I think was one of the best ones I've ever done.
Oh my god, I laughed so hard. That cannot be shared anywhere.
No, it cannot be shared. No. But it was good. It was really good. I can't even explain the setup to it yet. You'll find out.
Yeah,
it was
no.
good. It was good.
Sounds like a fun time.
Yeah, but I don't know who these people are in chat. No idea.
Okay, that's fine. I assumed these people might talk about like builds or what they do, that sort of thing.
I was gonna say, there you go, all of Brian's fans. He has no idea who you are.
Oh, when you say it like that, Flynn, I mean, I try to listen. There's a lot of people in this world, Flynn. You know what I mean? There's a lot going on.
I know. I get it. No, trust me. Like, I'm sure we've talked about it before too. And I know like, April and all of us have talked about it. Like, just like as there's so much going on. And as a creator, not only are you engaged with your audience, but you also have this kind of, I don't know, there's I get like major guilt from not being able to follow every single person and watch every person's stream that I want to watch. Like I so badly want to be supportive of everybody who's supportive of us. And it's just so hard. Like you would never leave your computer if you tried to watch all of the things. And I'm even like, watching TV and like on my phone, trying to be supportive. And, I always, it's like constant. And there was, I don't know what it was, maybe like a couple of weeks ago, I got so overwhelmed that I just went and I sat in my bedroom in silence for about 3 hours. And I realized it was the first time in weeks that I hadn't been where there wasn't somebody's voice in the background, like talking. And not just the voices in my head, but like the actual, like somebody on the phone or whatever talking.
Right.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a definite real thing, and some people deal with it better than others. I know when I first started streaming on Twitch, there wasn't that many streamers, and it was easier to sort of visit a stream every now and then the more and more people started, the less I was able to hang out in other people's streams, and it's a bittersweet circumstance because there was people that expected me to be in their stream, and I couldn't always make it because of real life stuff, and in some cases it cost friendships, and it's a bit disappointing that happens. And I think people just need to understand that the most important thing you can give a streamer is their time, and if you can give your time, you'll give your time, but if you can't, then you can't. I have money. Well, yeah, I'm still waiting for my Beyond the Brick payout, but
yeah, aren't we all, Dan? Aren't we all?
Right. But it's just one of those things that I appreciate nothing more than people's time. People's time is valuable, and if you can spend any amount of time in a stream, then that's cool. And if you can't, then you can't, and there's no expectation whatsoever. So I feel you on the guilt there, Flynn, but you really just got to put it aside and you got to do you, man. Right. It's one thing I've learned, as hard as it was. Sorry, man, didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I'm just saying, like, and of course too, like for Dan and like the time difference has a big part to do with it too. Like, as much as I would love to be up at actually the other day, I had terrible insomnia and I was up at like 3:30 in the morning. I was like, I wonder what's happening on Twitch. I was like, oh, look,
all these things.
There's all these things happening that I've never seen before.
Well, say for lurking and stuff too, that is just as valued for it doesn't need to be a constant engagement thing. It's just like hey, I'm here. It's the equivalent of you walking into the theater to watch a live show. You sit down, you wave, and you're there, and you don't need to be engaging in the chat, but just like a head nod sort of deal.
Well, I gotta say, it's actually better than the theater if you can't be paying attention the entire time, because having been in a show or two where somebody in the front row is sleeping, it's really hard on you.
I don't want to know how many people are asleep during my streams, okay? Like
At least one, April. At least one over.
I know, Brian.
To be fair, Brian, I often put on your podcast if I need to have a bit of a nap in the afternoons, and totally not in a negative way. Actually, I just find this is going to sound really bad, but I've started now and I have to finish. But I find your voice very soothing. I'm sorry.
Brian definitely has a good voice.
I find it very soothing. You and Matt from Bricks King podcast, one or the other. But Matt, I find he's just a little bit too high energy, and that's cool because that's what he needs for his podcast. But the Brian Saviano Out of the Bag podcast, if you need a bit of a snooze in the afternoon, you know, how to value your time. How to value your time. I was really looking forward to learn how to value my time, and then I fell asleep.
But see, it's up there. It's up there. You heard it while you were sleeping, so it's there. One of these days, you're going to be like, "Wow, that was some really good advice. I wonder where that was from," and you won't remember.
No, I know. And I got up this morning at 5 o'clock to come down and do the stream, so I'm still not valuing my time.
The top iTunes review is if you need a little bit of a snooze in the afternoon.
Hey, Dan, thanks for the watch time, brother. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, man. You're welcome. You know? And then, of course, I'm asleep, and then it just scrolls to the next video. So, you know, it just keeps on going, mate. It's all good.
Dan, I do need to call you out briefly here for spreading misinformation. This is based on a size 7.5 shoe. Is what this
crap. Okay, I knew that I read it somewhere.
Once again, miscrews, lies, just everything that comes from this brick.
Lies?
Oh, okay.
What?
I know where I went wrong with that. The shoe that I had was a woman's size 9. The actual superstar shoe that I had for my video. That's okay. My bad.
There you go.
7.5. It's a 7.5.
I was going to say it's
the woman's
small.
size 9.
It looks too big for a 7.5 to me, but maybe
it's got to be a men's 7 because the woman's 9 is smaller than that.
Yeah, I mean, this doesn't look that much smaller than the shoe I wear. I wear like size 12. But I guess maybe it is. It's not very wide.
Flynn?
Wait, what? what were you throwing out? What does that look?
Nothing.
You're like
nothing. Nothing.
No. Go ahead.
You may rewind the video later if you choose.
Yep.
It was really nothing. It was just a little joke that April and I share.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Something about dainty feet. I don't know what.
They're making fun of your dainty feet.
I don't have dainty feet. I take a 4E. I'm forced to have the same dad shoes every time I go out to Kohl's. I can't get anything. Like,
That's because you're shopping at Kohl's.
Okay, but I can't get the new Converse, whatever, because my feet are like this. What?
Sassy over here don't have dainty feet, okay?
Wow, you gonna call me out like that?
She's probably got bigger feet than me. I'm a size 14. I'm sure she's a 15.5, eh? Sassy over here. Bloody tall ass Sasquatch.
Oh my gosh. That is called out. That is called out. Deanna, I need Deanna in the chat.
You know it.
You know it.
I need.
What size feet do you have, April?
This has gone.
Do I need to share that on this stream?
If you want to prove me wrong.
This sounds like a scandal.
They're smaller than yours. Thank you, Dan.
Don't put your feet on the stream. That's against terms of service.
That's for the hot tub streams, right?
Yeah, no toes. No toes.
Dan, do you wear a size? Is that US size that you were saying?
A US 14, yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow. So that's very big.
Do you know how to? When I was growing, when I was a teenager, it was extremely hard to get shoes in that size over here. It was. I'm not. Don't go there, April. Right,
I didn't do anything. Oh my god.
Back in my day, it was really difficult to get size 13 or 14 shoes. Now they're everywhere. It's like pretty average, I think. You know what they say about big feet?
Hard to buy shoes for.
Yep,
it is true. Yep, you got to get big shoes.
Longer shoelaces.
Yeah.
Also that.
Yeah.
I bet the Lego shoelaces wouldn't work. They're too short.
Okay, so there's some secret code here because Joseph Zawada said poor April and then Flynn LOL. What is going on?
It doesn't matter, Brian. It really doesn't. Me and Flynn are on the same wavelength right now, and it's okay.
And you're not, and that's okay, Brian.
Not everything was meant for you in life, Brian.
I know, but I don't want to be. Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
Oh my goodness.
And Holly's in on it too. All right, here we go. That.
I've missed being here.
Oh, I just
Feel
remembered.
good.
I wanted to give a shout out. The other day I was on our Twitch and was looking at the section where people can like clip stuff out from the streams. And I don't know who does it, but there's some really great stuff that people have clipped out from that's such a great feature to just be able to take moments completely out of context and put them out there for people. It's really good.
Oh heavens.
So I don't understand why they wouldn't actually, like, if they're gonna make the side of the shoebox look like an actual box, why didn't they put like the intended size or whatever on there? That seems like something that was missing on that.
I feel like that would be like
actually.
It's where the it's where the like piece count and age and stuff is. Like that would be so that's like the equivalent of the size.
Well, but you know, some kid would try to wear it. Oh, it says the size on the side of the box. I wanted to wear it. And then like, all right, Timmy, no, don't put that on your foot. You know?
I think what I find amusing is that they have to tell you guys that your one's not for sale.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Otherwise, right when it arrives, I just immediately put it on eBay. I wouldn't be able to help myself if that sticker wasn't there.
Must be a thing because I don't get those stickers on my stuff.
It does seem strange because they're
they come
it's
from
only
the same
US.
place.
It's only US that gets those stickers as far as
I know, but they all come from the same place. So why don't they just either do it, you know, stick the sticker on for everyone or not? I don't get it.
We're so untrustworthy here in the US.
I don't know. Does it have to do with the safety precaution stuff? Like we have like choking warnings and stuff, and since the stuff we get is from Billund, maybe.
And it's European packaging. That's probably what it is, actually. Yeah, it'll void it because it'll be different packaging. It'll be the European, Australian, New Zealand standards are pretty much the same, whereas the American standard is different.
Right.
Well, I know, like
that's why there's a different packaging.
I got some hidden side sets to review, like over the pandemic through Brothers Brick, and they did not have a piece count or a title or anything on them. They were just like a blank spot.
Right.
That's American packaging. Yeah, American packaging has the parts count and a name.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I actually prefer that because I like to know how many pieces are in a set, and it's a real pain in the backside sometimes.
Well, I wonder why they wouldn't have them in other places. That just seems so weird.
Yeah.
That's why when Boone one time had a set that he had sent to him early from Lego stolen, and then it popped up on Craigslist, could tell that it was his because it was the European version, and no one would have been able to have that otherwise.
Yeah.
Was
and
Lego
that's when we wanted him. What's that?
So when that happened, was Lego like, "Hey, Mr. Langston, why is this on like how did that go down?"
No, they didn't. No, well, I had to tell Kim back when he was there, like, "Hey, can you send another one? His was stolen." And he was really nice about it. And he did send a new copy of it. I want to say it was one of the big car sets. I think, or something like that. It was an expensive big set. We really wanted Boone to make a video confronting the guy, but then we thought for safety reasons, maybe don't do that. But I thought that would make for a good piece of content.
Well, instead, he'll just have to take apart Luigi if we get Luigi early. That's what
yes, we do need a 2.0 video of that, don't we? And maybe some. Are you going to do some more ASMR?
And we'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if ASMR, like, I don't know what the protocol would be if there's going to be more Luigi stuff. What that would look like, but I'm not opposed.
Whatever you want to make.
Well, hopefully it doesn't involve a hammer and Kirk.
No, it will not involve a hammer nor Kirk.
I'm still
yeah,
traumatized by
that
to
Mario
this
is still sitting up there, just like in pain, just there. Oh boy. Yeah, I still don't know what happened that day.
This was pretty much how the conversation about Boone confronting the guy on Craigslist went. Yeah, as we were talking about with John earlier. You know, he keeps things balanced out.
Joe wants to see Boone fight the thief. I don't think so. I think we're good.
Yeah.
So does anybody else have any spicy things coming up for the week?
Spicy? I don't know about spicy.
Oh yeah, well, spicy means like new, like, you know, in the pipeline, exciting things, you know. Dan's pointing to April.
Yeah, no. Well, I think I already told mine. I'm building the molding machine on Twitch this afternoon, and then we're reviewing the typewriter tomorrow on with this probably incredibly terrible time-lapse video that I made. I keep trying to tell myself that it's the first one and like not to be too hard on myself. Like I've gone back and looked at the first episode of our live stream ever, and it was the most embarrassing thing I've ever watched. And I can't believe I still allow it to be up on YouTube, but I leave it there anyway, just as a reminder, you know, in case I get to, you know, ego inflated by our amazing empire of media. No, I'm kidding. Not at all. But yeah, it's weird going back and watching that early stuff.
At least it can't be any worse than awkward 15-year-old me trying to record the first podcast episodes of Beyond the Brick.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I'm trying to be gentle on myself about this one, but we'll see how it goes.
Be super gentle, man, because in 2 years' time, you know, nobody starts out being perfect, or not, you know, none of us are perfect anyway, but nobody starts out at the top of their game, do they? You know, even athletes don't start out at the top of their game. They've got to train and practice, and yeah, don't be hard on yourself, man. Don't be hard.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with having ambition to put out good content. You know, I do too. I still suck at it, but I get better every time. But it doesn't mean that I go back in my old videos and go, oh, I got to delete that because it's terrible. You know what? It shows progress. It shows that you're learning and developing, and that's, you know, the most important thing, in all honesty. And I think I had this conversation with Nick back when I first started streaming, was along the lines of, you know, the most important thing to streaming is to hit the start button, to actually, you know, pull the trigger essentially and hit the start button. And it's the same with videos. And Jang says it all the time as well. Just create content, put them out. You know, if you're going to sit back and expect, you know, 10 out of 10 content to start with, then you're going to be, you know, really, really setting yourself up for disappointment. So
right. And mate, to piggyback off of that for a half second, in that you need to start, but also be aware of where it was not where you want it to be, and make some incremental move up forward when you're doing that. You can't just do, you know, the same thing week after week and then not get a different result, or, you know, or otherwise. So
yeah. So don't be hard on yourself. Be proud of what you've achieved and be proud of what you produced.
Yeah, it's easy. You know, we're all our own worst critics, right? So...
Absolutely. That's why it's easy for me to sit here and say that about you, when I would actually be saying exactly the same thing about myself, about my videos, which I do all the time. But, you know, it is true. And I think helping, you know, even just saying it out loud sort of helps me as well, not be so hard on myself too. So good on you, man.
Yeah. Related to this topic, I don't know if anyone here is a fan of Bo Burnham. Any Bo Burnham fans in the house? I love his work. So he just released a new special on Netflix like a week or two ago that's absolutely fantastic. But he's done some of the best like videos and kind of comedy around sort of like internet fame and the anxiety that comes along with that of anyone. And it's really fantastic stuff. So people haven't checked his stuff out. It's hilarious. and just also really well thought out. Very, very well done.
Yeah, I really like him a lot, and I've been holding off on watching the new one just because the day that it came out, I was like on Twitter, and everybody was like, "Oh my soul, oh God, my soul, Bo Burnham, my God," and I'm not quite ready for that. Like, I'm not quite ready for that yet. But we keep looking at it, like coming up on Netflix, and going, "Yeah, we have to watch that." The whole thing with the headlamp with the disco ball.
Yes.
I'm making you content. I thought that was just so brilliant. Really, really good.
I'm moving on to these now. These pieces.
Okay.
And I'll show how that's implemented in a second here, but that is on the docket.
Well, I am going to have to skedaddle here, but it was fun coming back and hanging out and talking with everybody, and good to see everybody again. So, thanks.
Yeah.
Great
See
to
you,
see you.
Flynn.
Nice to you.
Absolutely. See ya.
We will
See
see
you,
you
bud.
next time. Bye, everyone.
Hey.
Flynn will be on the raid train later.
We'll
What time
bring
does that
Jeff in
start?
as Flynn leaves.
Hey, how's it going? I didn't mean to interrupt. What time does the raid train start? Right after this, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic. How's everybody doing?
Doing good, Jeff. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
My camera is going poo-poo right now, but we're kind of in the middle of changing out equipment. But I just wanted to come and hang out for the last 30 and see how everybody's been. Hope everybody's doing okay. Y'all said you were, so that's a
I
plus.
built a shoe, and now I've started on the Croca alligator, whatever this final creator set is called. This is the last one I have, so I wanted to build that today.
Well, it looks like you got off on the right foot. Oh, that's fair. So I found out something kind of funny about buying Lego on the gray market, as it were. So this is a dinosaur that I got in a big lot, and I'm like, man, finally a T-Rex. I've never had one. So Emily and I spent far too many nights when we should have been redecorating our kitchen and even just like doing it all over because new house, yada yada. There is no left arm. Do you know how much a left arm costs?
An arm and a leg?
Hey, $6. I'm now
Wow.
out $6 for a Tyrannosaurus Rex left arm. So I guess that's life.
Oh boy.
Yep, exciting times over in the McWee household, let me tell you. Besides that, the Daily Bugle, Brian, you got that right. You're building it on Wednesday, aren't you?
Allegedly, I'm starting bag 1 and will probably not even get that done because apparently it takes 7,000 years to even do that one section. So I have no intentions of finishing it on stream on Wednesday or in general. I'm just going to start it for the sake of starting it, I think.
I was going to say maybe you should just start with the minis because, you know, you're a big Marvel kid and
Right.
that's all there is. And you know, they're pretty neat.
I could.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to also like try to do the experience building it normally. We'll see. But that sounds a lot more appealing, honestly.
Oh, alrighty.
The minifigs are spread out through all the bags, though.
They are.
Uh,
April, what about you? What have you been up to?
You know, just building. Oh, I built the dragster last night.
A
Took you 48 hours, but you
It
did
took me 3 hours.
it. 48 hours.
It was the stickers, right? That was
It
why-
was the stickers. They had to be perfect, you know.
Yeah, they got to be lined up. And, you know, Brian is apparently building the remains of a dead parrot. That's my best guess.
That,
No,
that's pretty sick. Yeah. So a lot of it's glow in the dark, but you can't convey it. Even if I had the lights off, it's not going to work.
Yeah, well, try it.
No, I have a giant window right here with beaming sunlight.
Oh.
Like that. That's the difference. Like maybe like 2%.
I
but
can
you
kind of
can't
see
really-
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
Just a
the
little
time where you are?
3:30.
Fair enough.
We have Scroll Wheel of Death. Hey, there he is.
hey Nick.
Hello, everyone. Good day. Am I here?
How was your? Let's see.
Yeah.
You were doing a
Yeah,
big
you're there.
like charity stream or something. I saw. What have you been up to, Nick?
Yeah, today was a pretty awesome one. I had a 4-hour block, and good to see everybody, by the way. It's so wonderful to see April. Happy belated again. Dan, Jeff,
Thank you.
Josh, Brian. Awful job on the coverage on the Nintendo thing, as usual.
Yes, sir. We know it.
Yeah, we always love the great coverage of that. I was doing a 4-hour block of a week-long charity marathon benefiting St. Jude Children's Cancer Research Hospital. I ran a special episode of Battle of the Bricks, my live Lego building competition, and we raised over $13,000 in 4 hours, which was
Awesome.
an absolute blast.
Awesome.
And we just had so much fun. And my room was a disaster because I
Was
had
anything spicy consumed?
there was many spicy jelly beans eaten. Fall Guys characters smashed into oblivion, which is what I'm going to be doing while I hang out with you guys, is finding all the pieces, hopefully. So,
So, Nick, when you say a very special episode, at the end, was there like a moral to the story? Like, and that's why Jimmy doesn't pet stray dogs anymore, because they will bite him.
I say a very special episode because normally I run it as like a series, so it'll usually be like 7, streams across a couple weeks. But this was just a one-off.
Oh, okay. I was expecting like G.I. Joe promo at the end.
But there were definitely lessons learned, like try to avoid using reddish-brown pieces because they will probably break.
This is true.
Yes.
Leave us know. Wonder what pieces I have destroyed today. Oh wow! Look at this guy.
Huh. Wow.
A nice clean shear of a plate.
That is, Nick, everything you would do with Lego is magic, including breaking it. That's great, man. Those are goals right there.
How's everybody in chat doing? Holly Logger, what's up? What's up? I think that was a 2x12. It is now a 2x7.
There you go. Perfection.
Oh, at least it'll work out with the 1x5.
True. Yeah, that'll work out nicely. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
What have you guys been chatting about today, building? Kind of excitingness has been going on here.
Had some Lego Masters folks on, chatted a little bit about that. Brian showed off the pizza build that you guys did together. How was that experience for you?
Yeah, Brian immediately express shipped it to me, and I put it on top of the build, and it was definitely all physically in one place.
All right, so Nick, between just the 5 of us while Brian is using the facilities, what instructions did you send him to build that?
I wish I could say that, but unfortunately, he's actually not horrible at building stuff. And
whoa, who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
Oh boy,
You're a creative builder. Yeah, he's been really showing up. He's been doing awesome. I think he just didn't know he had it in him.
It's just buried deep below all that pizza.
Pizza, Mario, his hatred of anime. Yeah, he really does. He really doesn't like it. It's kind of funny. Seriously, bring up any anime with a sword fighter, and it'll be a good time for everyone involved. That's not Brian.
Taken a beating over the years.
Yep. So, Nick, with all the conventions and whatnot that are happening stateside, are you going to be crossing the border for either?
No, I don't know. I don't think our borders are open yet, and to be honest, I just don't know when they will. So, I mean, I would certainly be excited to make my way south again. But I just feel like I don't have a good estimate of when that'll be legal. So,
gotcha.
Yeah, it might not be till like, I don't know, Brick World Chicago next year or something that you would get many Canadians.
Yeah, honestly, I would bet that on being my first one probably.
Well, I mean, that's the best way to start it off, right? Because like Brick World Chicago is mecca for
it's a good way to kick off the year. But there are some Canadian ones earlier in the year I would like to catch.
I've heard about that. There's a guy named Jeff VW Bricks, and he's a Canadian Lego guy. Awesome. Okay, there you go. Yeah, he's been talking about conventions and stuff. He's good builder, good dude. So,
yep, absolutely. I've known Jeff for I guess more than 10 years now, which is really makes me feel old, but I'm not that old in the community, so
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah. Did you have
is Bricks in the Six still a thing, Nick?
Yeah, I think we're actually there's likely to be some virtual stuff happening for that this year. Last year we had just let it quietly not happen due to all the craziness. But I think this year we will get something virtual to enjoy. So look forward to that.
Cool.
That's awesome. Have you? They do a YouTube Canadian special. Jeff hosts it with some other Canadian builders. If you ever wanted to hop on with him,
that is, I have noticed he hosts shows. I didn't know if it was like an open forum kind of thing, but I should definitely hit him up. And
yeah, you should.
Those awesome folks.
For sure.
It almost feels like there's like it's a great problem, but there's like so many different things happening now that it's just become difficult to keep up with them all. So I appreciate you mentioning them because I might have not have realized there'd be something I could join in on otherwise.
Well, I mean, just chatting with buddies about Lego, and there's a very talented young lady named Chantel who's an excellent builder, and she's been listening to the old Canucks, as it were, on how to do things, and she's awesome. Pretty good at it. Yeah.
I am really confused.
Hello, really confused. I'm Jeff. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's exciting that shows are starting back up, though. We've got gonna have a pretty full schedule starting like end of July, so that'll be great.
Yep.
It'll be fun to get back out there and see people again.
Have you seen the weather predictions for Texas, Joshua?
I've been there enough at that time of year. I know it will be awful.
Apparently, yeah.
Yes, it always is. It's always very, very unenjoyable outdoors.
Where'd Dan go?
I was wondering why April was laughing, and then I just look up and I see, oh boy.
One Mario disappears, another one appears.
There you go. Da 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 da. Dan, are you okay? Can you get back up? Dan? All right, he's all right. Yeah, okay.
Oh boy.
He's getting that early morning fever over there, the boogie fever.
I had like 2 cups of coffee already.
Ooh. I was thinking I might need another today.
Yeah, so you did 4 hours of that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
god.
goodness.
5 rounds of competition. We did a speed build, a build in the bag, a blind build, and that they only had the box image, not the instructions to build. So not like traditional blind build, but as close as I could kind of mirror that experience. They did a team build where they had to tell each other how to build the set. So one person had the instructions, one had the set, and then they flipped, do the opposite. And then we had them do a little creative building challenge where they all tried to build some Destiny ghosts. All of us kind of came together. Like the event actually had started as kind of a Destiny community event and eventually grew into what it is now, being a gaming community expo. It was fun seeing them attempt to build a Destiny ghost, which is like the little companion. Yes. Mm-hmm. It was really cool.
That was voiced by the little guy from GOT, right?
He was originally voiced by Peter Dinklage. He did eventually get changed over to Nolan North, the guy who does video voices for like everything and anything.
Yeah, Nolan North is amazing. He did the Penguin in the Arkham series, and I couldn't believe it when I found out.
Quite talented at doing a wide variety of voices.
Yes, sir.
I will say though, I did not expect it to go kind of like so well. One of our incentives was for me to throw up in the air and smash with the hammer a Lego build of mine, and I chose one of my Lego brick Fall Guys, and it was a pretty epic explosion, if I do say so myself. I think you guys would probably enjoy seeing it. Would I be able to get a close up for a second?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this the lame way and play it on my phone, but.
Oh my goodness! Wow!
Like
Troy,
real good explosion there, eh?
That's crazy.
It just like detonated. I didn't expect it, but
can you do that on the quarantine cast more often?
I mean, if you want to start, doing random charity fundraisers, sure. To be honest, I imagine there are pieces I will genuinely never find from that. Even like I'm pretty sure someone behind some of those units and off into random corners. So we'll see what I can make of this pile of bricks afterwards.
Brian, I think we got to do something for the 24-hour live stream.
Ooh, there you go. That's an idea.
Oh yeah.
We're still, what, 5 months away? Let's just leave it 5 months away from now. Let's just take
It's
it
actually
as it comes.
longer.
I mean, to be honest, I'd be happy to get on there and do something like that. So
You got to plan this stuff far out so that it's all set to go.
Indeed.
I have thought of the blueprint. I haven't actually printed out the blueprint and ran it by the O'Hanlons, but I have this blueprint in my head of like, okay, this is all right. You know what it involves? It involves Carl coming back to talk Lego Mario. Now that he's had a year under his belt with this project, don't tell me he knows nothing. He's full of, okay, he's going to say something.
Full of bricks.
That's it. Also, if we're building Monkey Kid stuff, where's Justin Ramsden? He's active on the socials.
Oh yeah, we haven't had
here.
Justin in for a while.
Talk some Monkey Kid.
What's been your favorite part of the build so far, Brian?
It's probably this section so far. Obviously, with the glow in the dark bits, there's a lot more technique involved than I thought there would be. But I'm liking it so far. I believe parts of this combine or swap into different things. Yes, you can swap it into like a scorpion looking deal, and basically rip sections of it apart. I don't know if I'll have any ambition to do that, but you can do that. It doesn't seem like a strenuous rebuilding process, but it's definitely scratching an itch for like those people that are like, why don't they do multiple Lego models within one Lego model anymore? That seems a little like I want that from my childhood. And that's kind of what that's thinking back to with something like this.
Forget about scorpions. We needed to change into a crab so we can have full crack and slurp.
Oh, yes. That's probably what inspired this build.
Come on, Justin. Get with the program.
Cracking and slurping, of course. Lest we forget.
Dan, I had completely forgotten because that was like the middle of the night on the stream. I'd forgotten about it until Dan mentioned it a week or two ago.
Dude, that was the late night haul with April being between the bricks. Oh my goodness, you carried. And Joe, too. Oh, what my... After I didn't get my pizza, I was pissed for a solid 2 hours until I got that pizza.
I didn't realize you were so reliant on the pizza. Right?
Mm-hmm. Because you said every year that...
I mean, yeah, I guess I led you down the wrong path, so I'm sorry.
Won't be the last time.
It won't be.
Reminds me of that scene from Tommy Boy when Tommy Boy's trying to get wings, but the kitchen is closed, and I could just see Brian trying to work that over with somebody on the phone. Brian want pizza, and then just schmoozing them on through.
I'm not an old person, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
Thanks, man. All right. Dan? Damn it.
It went over all of our heads.
You got no support on that one.
It's all right. It could be worse.
I know the movie, just haven't seen it
Oh,
Oh, Nick's on the quest for the pieces. That's what it is.
Yeah, he is. Thanks, Sean.
the hammer's in pretty good shape. I think I'm only missing one piece right now from the hammer, which I could arguably live with. I am on a hunt.
All right. Here's some of the progress. Yeah. I'm about to approach bag 4, but this is what I got done so far.
Wait, that's bag 4? I
almost dropped it. That was gonna suck.
Oh, that would have been so good.
Yeah. No, it would not have been good. No, because right now I actually would like to see this finish. I'm about to start bag 4, but this is what I got done so far.
Yeah, but that's 3 bags. That seems like. No, I'm not saying you were slow with building it, but for being on bag 3, that doesn't. Yeah, right. It doesn't seem like a lot that got done with 3 bags, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, Kirk, I think you're building the Scion wrong, though. I don't remember it ever looking like that.
Which thing? Oh, okay. It almost went over my head, and then I'm like, wait, no. That's okay. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Brian, chat says they're gonna order you salad at midnight instead.
Who said that? I'm gonna ban them from my stream. Who said that?
Oh no, it was Bobo.
Get out of my chat.
I mean, you get him a Caesar salad, he'll be happy. Maybe like a Diet Pepsi to go with it, or a Moxie.
I'll take Moxie.
What is
Bobo,
that?
I've been on the fence about you, Bobo LeBeau. I don't know where you're from. I don't know what you're about.
How do you
but I'm
not
liking
know
that energy.
anything about these people, Brian, when they're in your chat for like hours every week?
This is going to be the beginning of Brian's downfall.
That is you.
When everyone finds out that Brian just sees them as a faceless name on the screen.
They're all just numbers to me.
They're all dollar bills. And
I thought you had a relationship with these people.
You're putting a lot of this into my court, and I don't appreciate that. Now, see, Nick has been around the. Jeff is going into cardiac arrest. Oh my god. Nick has been around the block enough to know that there's a lot of people that they stop by. You get to know people, right? But like, Nick,
yeah.
I was associating it with like the people.
No,
that
I do know what he means. I do know what he means.
We see at like conventions, like in our like regularly interacting with our content, that type of thing. Yeah. But I guess it's not like that.
It is, but it's a different situation when you're seeing them in person and you're going to all these different events. I mean, I know a lot about the different people that are in my live streams, and like I'll remember somebody who, they have a job at Walmart and they're interested in this guy, and I'm like, oh, Kenzie, how's it going? You doing all right? You know what I mean? There's little things I remember, but I don't remember everything about everyone because like that's a lot of info.
Well, okay. I'll have Brian's back a little bit here. There's varying degrees of viewership, community in your streams or whatever, right? There are people that just pop in, you don't really know, they don't share, their private, whatever, that's fine. And then there's people. Now, I feel like you should know more about Deanna. I'm gonna knock you on that one, Brian.
Yeah.
But
I'm not gonna say on this stream like, oh yeah, this is her address, this is all about her kids and what she did this past weekend. Like she tells me I know these things, but
you only do that to Jang.
Right.
Yeah, right.
No, I want Jang on full blast.
But there are people who are more loyal and always around and whatever, and I feel like you sort of grow more of a relationship with them.
And there's some people that pop in the chat and you know nothing about them, like Wisconsin Lego Wiz and Bobo LeBeau. I have no clue who these people are, and they want to stay. I asked Wisconsin Lego Wiz, I'm like, what do you do? Because you're around in the streams and whatnot. And he's like, it's fine. It's all good.
On the topic of Wisconsin Lego Wiz, with 2,000 cheer bits, non-Brian biddies.
Did you say non-Brian biddies?
That's the message.
Thank you for keeping an eye on that, Dan.
And see, he'll just drop 2,000 bits. I know he's probably from Wisconsin, probably likes cheese. That's it. I know nothing. I don't know this.
How do you even know it's a guy?
I could be a woman. It could be whoever. It doesn't matter.
That is a lot of assuming a gender there, Brian.
Is this just going to be every quarantine cast now? Is just like dog on Brian?
It's going to be a Dunkaroo dick on Brian until I get the castle and I can mute. I will mute all of you on this stream and I'll go on a 45-minute diatribe when this castle gets announced one day. And it'll
Joshua can just knock you right out of the quarantine cast. Like it's one button removed from stream, and it wouldn't
be the quarantine cast without Brian though. So really,
wait until Beyond the Brick.
You decide, Josh.
What's that?
That's for you to decide, not Brian.
Wait till he relaunches this in the fall, and then it'll be like, "Oh, we're gonna get Jang bricks every week." It's like, "Whoa, that's a high dollar."
The entire show was conceived with Brian all along. Like we wouldn't have ever done this if Brian hadn't come on board.
Josh, how much is he paying you to say all this? How much is he holding your family?
Does he have blackmail on your family? Or like, I don't know what's happening.
Brian's trying to send Joshua to the compound with Andres.
Oh, maybe. No, it's true though. Like I like obviously from the interactions we'd had at Brick Fair and like the story Brian loves to tell about how we conscripted him, we drafted him by force to come into the tour and do the tour at Brick Fair. And after that tour, I was like, we've got to do something with Brian. So when you had this idea, it was like, Brian's the guy.
Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
So, Brian, I want to go back to something that you stated about some sort of castle. So when you say diatribe, do you mean Maniac for Bricks diatribe or like Brian Saviano diatribe? All love to Joey, don't get me wrong, but I just need to know what to be prepared for, how many snacks I need to have.
I think if the castle ever gets to actually be revealed, I've talked about it ad nauseum enough that I would owe it to the people that are as much emotionally invested in this as I am, which is not many people, but like the journey, that they would deserve the whiteboard analysis with the pins from point A to point B, the circling, and like, you know, I have the little stick that's like, here we go, here's this and that. And
like,
you know,
we're going
like,
on campaign together.
Right, like a deep dive, like, you know,
corkboard, not
right,
whiteboard, corkboard. Yeah.
Right. And a similar thing will happen if there's more sets announced for accompanying Luigi, but I'm not doing that now.
Who knows if that would happen though?
I'm highly doubtful anything else new is going to come out for Luigi.
Yeah, that just wouldn't make sense from like a hashtag marketing perspective.
Right. No, I think Lego doesn't have enough ambition to make anything other to accompany Luigi in any sense at all. So.
Hey Brian, there's a question for you in the chat. It says, I have a question for Brian. If you would be able to make only one of these things happen, would you bring back classic castle theme or produce Peach's castle set? What a silly question. New viewer?
Okay. For the greater good of the Lego realm, I would do classic castle. I am not so selfish that I would get the castle at the detriment of getting a classic. In all seriousness, I would. But
I honestly don't believe you.
Yeah, no, I don't. Nope.
Really?
Brian, I would give up classic castle to make sure you get.
Well, yeah, we just want you to stop talking about it. Finally, that's all.
When Martin makes it, that's pretty good. You know?
How do you know? What if Justin Ramstein decides, well, it's time to make some Lego Mario, and he gets into it? What if it's not Martin? What if it's Justin? And instead of like the big huge honkin' Mario electronic piece, we get the minifigure Marios, and there's cool. Dungeons and traps and everything else in this castle, and then they only make 200 of them. And it's San Diego Comic-Con exclusive.
I'll take it.
Are you going to try to buy Martin's model from him, Brian?
So I thought about it. I'm like,
that was something I was wondering.
I thought about it, and then when he first said it, I'm like, oh, that sounds like interesting. Like, what's the scale like? And this thing, one of those towers is like as big, almost as big as my head.
He doesn't go small.
No, it's a big thing. So I'm assuming it would be at least more than 1,000 for the parts and the labor and everything else. So like, I love Martin already, but no, I don't think I can put that on the docket. But that would be incredibly impressive.
What if Peach's Castle is just a bunch of burps styled the appropriate way, and then like little pink burps at the top?
Oh boy.
I'll take it. Whatever. I'll just take it.
All right, that's fair. Willie says that you should be make a map of Peach's Castle because you have the map.
Make a map of Peach's Castle?
Dude, I don't know. I'm just reading this.
That took 35,000 hours to put together already. I'm not putting that map together again. I'm all set.
So Oscar the Muppet also has an ingenious question. For the last quarantine cast, can you guys do shots every time Peach's Castle is mentioned? I would love to take shots of apple juice. What about you guys?
Chocolate milk is what
I've got some grape juice. I'm ready.
Yeah, all right, go.
I would be happy to do some chocolate milk shots. Timmy would join for that stream. Chocolate milk will get him to do anything.
Ooh, really? That's what it takes after 56 episodes of this show is just chocolate milk.
Oh yes, it's his one. It's his one time he'll diverge from drinking water because he's obviously health conscious, just like he's responsible in many other areas of life. So
oh yeah, health conscious, very important.
By the way, friends, has anyone noticed the time?
it's 4:00. Well, I'm almost done with this little guy right here.
Oh, the
So
creative
when I finish
alligator,
that-
nice.
Yes, when I finish that up.
Let's go.
Gotcha.
We up. Who else is building right now? Brian is. I think Vision is.
I finished, not finished. I just paused this because I'm like, I don't have the energy for this right now. So I'll finish it probably later tonight.
I'm setting up a display for Brick Rodeo and
Awesome.
just getting the groundwork done. So it's going to involve superheroes and dinosaurs.
Nice.
And I caved and got the new room.
Gator.
I mean, I wish it was a World War II build for us to cover at the show, but I suppose we'll take what we can get.
No, I actually have one of those, so it's in the closet right now, actually.
Ooh.
You're welcome. Yeah. Anyway, hi. How's that crocodile coming there, Joshua?
It's close. I'm building its tongue, I guess, mouth.
Yeah. Snapper.
There you go. Brian, it looks like you're looking up into the sky for some sort of sign of I don't know what. Is there something happening in Boston right now?
No, not quite yet. But no, I was looking. I have the Twitch chat up here.
Oh.
Trying to keep an eye on it.
Oh, okay.
In case Dan fails in his job.
No, I was just I fully trust Dan doing his job, but I was just curious what people are saying over there.
Well, one says hi, Brian.
Well, hello.
Pulling a Twitch audience of 35. That's not bad. That's pretty damn good.
Brick Swirl's trying to figure out a stupid keyboard.
See, Wisconsin Lego Wiz has nothing to see here.
Brian, what if it's the next person in the office over who's also a Lego content creator and they're just too nervous to come talk to you about things, but they've been secretly following you for like 5 years and have just been sitting in the next office over? And like every once in a while you think that somebody's watching you and you turn around, but the door closes just in time, but it's really them.
No, I'm pretty intimidating. I wouldn't be surprised. I would try to welcome them with open arms, but no, I'm a fairly intimidating guy.
You're like 5'2".
5'9". You're mistaking me with Kirk again.
Ah, whoa. Okay.
Hey.
Oh boy. Here we go again.
Sniffle Gully asking, do you prefer the Twitch chat or the YouTube chat? Whichever has more subscribers and members on it. I think that's probably the way we'll skew it.
I just watch it all. It all comes into one feed.
Right. You're all just numbers after all, right?
Pretty much.
So.
Crowned April, the quarantine cast queen. Well, the queen should be showing everybody her scepter.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't get to that.
Oh, that's
we should, because Joseph's been like super fan of Beyond the Brick forever. So okay, we covered it. It was my birthday yesterday, and Joseph Zawada asked if he could send me a birthday present and sent me a chromed honey dipper scepter.
That thing is epic.
And a little display stand. Yeah, it's amazing.
I didn't think it'd be that big for some reason. I don't know why I was convinced it was smaller.
I'm glad that everybody knew about this. Like, there's such a long list of people that are like, "Oh, I've been waiting to see this forever." It's like, okay, but yeah, it's crazy. It's amazing.
That is beautiful. Handcrafted by the master Joseph Sawada.
Right?
You mentioned it on your stream, but you absolutely have to have like an emote or something that has that as like the band hammer. That is the that is the scepter.
Right.
Franco, those are real Lego pieces. Joseph Sawada had them chromed, and then after the build was done, it was a pretty interesting process. I remember him talking to me about it late night one day. So everybody knew.
Super duper awesome.
Basically, yes.
I do apologize, friends. I actually have to duck out a smidge early. I look forward to you all finishing the set. See you next week, Brian. Can't wait for Lego Masters one tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So
Talk to you later, Nick.
thanks for having me for a bit, guys, where I was late, but love
Yeah.
you. Stay safe, be kind, happy building.
See you, Nico.
See you, Nick.
It'd be an honor to be banned by the Honey Dipper Hammer. That's what Alyssa says.
There's going to be a line of people that are waiting to get dipped. Just boop, boop, boop.
Well, no, I said yesterday on stream that like there needs to be like the good side and the bad side. Like you can either get the ban hammer from it, or you can get like the special treatment from it.
Right.
Get like knighted with it.
I don't know if we've had to ban anybody on the Twitch side of this stream yet. Can you see if you've banned people?
It had to have happened.
You can.
I don't think so.
I think the only time I've ever banned anyone on the Twitch side was the big follows. You know, get rich quick, famous, fast follows, whatever the hell bots.
Mm-hmm.
On YouTube, it's been a lot of people we've muted and blocked. A lot.
Facebook is the worst though. We've had way more Facebook people.
Yeah.
I love the first I mean, it still happens, but the first 15 episodes of the Quarantine Cast, it was just like batter up, bam, 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 bam.
Brian, you were trying to make it so professional, like the 24-hour live stream. You did such a good job, really elevating all this stuff to the next level.
Is that an insult? I don't.
No, that's legitimate. Like you pushed me because I'll just let people do whatever, but you were the one always pushing to make it better and more professional.
Because we need to. The tide rises. We all have to, we don't need the 15-year-old that's zooming in from his the toilet who's like, I'm on beyond the brick. It's like, nope, get out of here, kid. Nope, we're good.
There's an ocean problem. Is it? There's a tide.
What?
Rising? You said the tide is rising. So
I don't know what analogy.
Oh,
here we go.
Okay.
I love this. This mouth is very well designed. It looks really nice.
That looks better than I thought it would look.
Lots of movement.
It doesn't say how many pieces, right?
Does this one
Probably
say?
not.
Nope.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Probably
It's one of the better looking 3-in-1 animals in a little while.
Yeah, for sure.
Very full articulation.
Oh, nice.
Brick and the Nord's like an actual build on Beyond the Brick. I know, right? Hey, I built
the
something.
humanity.
I built that.
That gator is available for purchase along with all of the other Creator 3-in-1 sets wherever Lego sets are sold. Hopefully, probably.
I think August 1st for us. They're available internationally now.
It's still not available to buy.
Nope.
What?
Oh boy.
Wow.
Yep.
It's true. The 3-on-1 doesn't get nearly the coverage it should. Yeah, there's a lot of great stuff there.
The castle was a 3-in-1, the one that just came out, and
the
pirate ship. Some of the space stuff that's coming out or came out was 3-in-1s, all of those, and the beach.
I don't think AFOLs sleep on 3-in-1. I think 3-in-1 has definitely there's been a real uptake or uplift in 3-in-1 in recent years, especially for layouts and displayability stuff. There's been some really cool stuff that has really flown off the shelves. There's some stuff that doesn't, but if it's city sort of based 3-in-1 stuff, like the space stuff, the cars, the campers, all that stuff just flies off the shelf. Buildings, they fly off the shelf as mini modulars. So feedback to Lego, just don't make crap 3-in-1s.
Hey, don't make bad sets.
Right.
I don't know if anybody's ever told you this before, Justin Ramsden, but just don't design bad things.
Right.
If you guys could just stop making sucky things, that'd be great.
Jeez.
So less Harry Potter, basically.
No.
Harry Potter's good.
I'd be okay with it.
We should probably wrap the stream up here, though. It's been a good one.
Wrap this up about 10 minutes ago, but
Oh, am I supposed to do this with the
yeah?
Ranger? Okay.
If you want to.
Am I the only person who can do this, Dan? Or can someone else
You have to set up You have to set up a moderator as an editor if you want them to be able to raid channels and.
Dan, go in and set yourself up as that.
I don't think I can do that. Hang on. No, I think I can.
No, you can't give yourself higher permissions. No.
You can't set up raids though, I don't think, unless you're an editor.
Okay, I'm gonna do this here.
I don't have permission to form that action.
Yep.
We'll work it out after this, Joshua.
Thank you everyone for watching on Twitch. Go enjoy the rest of the people's streams that are happening. Bye.
All the people's streams that are happening. All the things.
Oh boy.
Why are we still live?
Well,
we're still on YouTube.
Right. I thought that was the big goodbye to everybody.
No, that was just the Twitch people. They all left. Now we're with the YouTube
Because
friends.
Nick got really upset at me one time for not properly saying goodbye to the Twitch people before I did it.
Right.
He just like
just raid and don't say anything. Just like knock them all over to the next stream.
That's what I do.
Apparently that's bad etiquette or something.
No, I do.
Twitch people are just like those friends you don't see every once in a while, but when you do, it's nice. You just move on. Go back to the old standard.
Well, thanks everyone.
Tune in next week, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a good
check out.
Tomorrow's going to be spicy. Or next week's going to be spicy, Brian. It's going to be so
Yes,
spicy.
Okay. I'm excited then. Also, make sure you check out Nick and Brian's Lego Masters streams. Those are really good, and the builds they do are fantastic. Nick was talking about, while Brian, you were gone, how all of this unrealized, untapped building talent you've come up with here.
Nah.
Who knew it?
Nah. He's gassing me up. He's just trying to make himself look good for if they do Lego Masters Canada. That's it.
Whatever the reason, keep up the good work.
I will. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.